All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Garage Talk Sports. I'm Mills.
I'm Bobby.
I'm Nick.
And we are here again with episode number 43. I think this is the most exciting episode we're going to bring, at least recently and going forward, because we got Black Monday. Absolutely best Monday of the year for football fans of poor franchises, of course.
Yes, exactly.
And then college football the national championship just happened yesterday. Go Dogs!
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs!
Never doubted them for a second. They covered absolutely amazing game. I completely doubted them that whole entire game. I'm not going to lie. On the edge of my seat. But comes off one big.
Bobby, wait to never doubted them. Okay, I doubted them. You guys got me.
I doubted it.
Stop twisting my arm.
Okay, break my arm, why don't you? I didn't think they'd pull it off.
I will say this. Stetson Bennett did go from being all he has to do is get out of the way from carrying that team to victory. I will give him credit.
I want to give shout out to Stetson Bennett. But yeah, no, that was an exciting game. We'll lead off with the college football championship, and I guess just a final recap of the college football season, so to speak. Let's start with the national championship game. Georgia, Alabama, pretty much what everyone expected, honestly, going as far back as championship weekend. Even after Georgia lost in the SEC championship, it was pretty much for the most of the season as well. It's going to be Bama and Georgia in the title game.
Yeah.
And the story was, will Stetson Bennett not stay out of the way? Is he going to do enough to where he doesn't cost them the game? I mean, that's been the story all season, regardless of who their matchup was going to be. It was, is Stetson Bennett going to not mess up? It wasn't, is Stetson Bennett going to carry them? It's, will he not mess up?
Yep.
And you know what? He almost did. The fumble happened. Controversial fumble call.
I don't think it was a fumble.
Here's the thing with that call. I thought it was something that they were just going to stick with whatever was called on the field.
Yeah.
Too close to overturn either way, in my opinion. Either way, though. So the fumble happens. Stetson Bennett overcomes that, has that incredible drive, throws the 40-yard touchdown.
The hand was moving forward. All right, can we agree on that?
We'll dive into the call a little bit here.
All right. The hand was moving forward.
But 33-18 was the final score of the game. Georgia gets their first championship in the last 41 years.
Ringo gets that amazing pick six.
The video's hilarious. Kirby Smart's going, get down. And then he reaches the point where he's like, oh, wait, he's going to score a touchdown. And he's like, woohoo. Yeah. The highs and lows, man. But it was the first. I thought it was a good game all throughout. Especially Georgia fan going anyone and people who just don't like Bama, which is most of the country. Because honestly, that game sounded like a Georgia home game. It was so much louder whenever anything happened in favor of Georgia in that game.
Honestly, I forgot it was in Indy. We should have just went.
Oh, it was in Indianapolis, wasn't it?
We could have gone.
I mean, I don't know. It
would have been very expensive.
I don't think I would have had the money for that.
True. We would have had nosebleeds, but yeah.
Would have been cool to be there.
They would have put us on the top of the stadium.
Knowing my luck, we would have been there and Georgia would have lost and I would have been pissed. I would have been pissed off because they probably dropped a lot of money on a ticket to watch the team lose. And now I got to drive 3.5 hours back home.
But it was an amazing game. The first half of that game.
It had everything. It had the tight defensive battle in the first half. Definitely was the offense is feeling the defense out. I think Kirk Herbstreit kept saying it, and I kind of agree with him. The coordinators and the players were kind of playing to not make the mistake that costs them a game. They weren't playing to go out and take over. It was all about, well, let's just not make a mistake.
Yeah. Dude, and Georgia's defense was insane.
Georgia's defense is just Bobby, I know you doubted them preseason and everything. They lost a lot of seniors. You didn't think they were going to hold up. I get it. But
they held up.
They got speed all over the field as always, man. Yeah. Georgia's always had a fast D-line, defense. Man. Oh. You had your defensive battle, and then the game opened up. Even though Alabama didn't really light up the scoreboard themselves, they put up 18-33, but the offenses were moving down the field a lot more.
Yeah,
you saw the offenses decided to open up the playbook because it got to a point where it's okay, we can't kick field goals all game because field goals wasn't guaranteeing you anything.
Even in the first half, it's Georgia or Alabama could get into the red zone. They just could not.
Georgia's defense, it was a bend don't break kind of performance for both defenses because they kept getting into field goal range, but then they couldn't get the crucial first down or the touchdown. So that's why you had, 5 field goals in the first half?
I thought I was watching the Bears out there just march down the field, no problem. All of a sudden, you get close to scoring a touchdown. You're like, hold up. Let's completely change what we've been doing for the past 3.5 minutes.
And
get inside the 30-yard line and suddenly don't know how to run an offense.
Georgia's red zone coverage was amazing. They were on point all game.
Yeah, but the field shrinks down.
Coverage is easier when the field's shorter.
Yeah, I mean, you can't run the ball because their D line is insane.
Yeah, so that's the one thing I looked at. Yes, I think that any NFL team would probably stomp both of these teams. You put them out there against Jacksonville or whatever, they're still going to beat them. But when you watch the O-line and D-line go up against each other, those are NFL-sized guys.
Yeah, a lot of guys there will probably be drafted. Yeah. Maybe not this year, but some of next year.
Because Georgia's
first, second, third, whatever round pick, those are 2 schools that are going to send a lot of guys pro. As simple as that.
Yes. I mean,
they already do. That's just Georgia, Bama. They're going to send guys pro all the time. The real story of the game, and we'll talk about it now, was the quarterback matchup, in my opinion. I thought Georgia's running game took over when they needed to ice the game and everything, but it came down to what your 2 quarterbacks were able to do. It was a possession kind of game, and then it reached that point where you had to open up the playbook, and it was which quarterback was going to show up more. And I want to you got to give props to Stetson Bennett. We'll talk about the fumble call now, Bobby. But he had the fumble call and then bounces back immediately on the next drive and goes straight down the field.
And
great throws all across.
That touchdown pass was amazing. He literally saw the guy jump off sides, knew he had a free shot, and he just took it deep.
Yeah, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah.
It was an awesome drive, and that was no one thought Stetson Bennett had that kind of drive in him.
No, yeah.
No one thought he was going to be the quarterback that was going to go out there and not only just have put together that kind of drive, but to do it immediately after a very crucial fumble call that pretty much just set up an easy score for Alabama.
Yeah.
Mad props to overcoming that too.
And I will have to say, Stetson Bennett, I feel like he had a better game than Bryce Young.
He did.
Well,
but
easily.
Yeah. But Bryce Young did.
You have to take into consideration Jamison Williams goes out in the first half.
Mechie goes out.
And Mechie didn't even play in the game.
Or that's right. Mechie was out. I mixed that up.
So your top 2 receivers are gone. And again, now you're relying more on Bryce Young, who this is his first time ever in a game this big. And
it's the first time for
But he did.
No, it's a factor. And I'm not saying I don't want to just give that excuse to Bryce Young either.
No, because he should have had a better game.
Because there is, I want to dive into a little bit with Bryce Young and everything, not in a negative way or anything like that. Once we talk more about the Stetson Bennett performance, but Bobby, all right, you already mentioned it, the fumble call.
Hand was going forward.
100%.
Nick,
hand going forward.
I couldn't tell.
It was really hard to tell.
Yeah. Hand was going forward.
Here's what hand was going forward, but then when you watch in slow motion, it's he started getting hit and then he tried to stop, and then there was an in between of I couldn't tell if his arm was going forward or if he was trying to stop his arm.
But it looked
like
he was going forward and then it got hit and then it went the ball went
it was one of those things where it looked like the ball came loose at the exact moment you would say he's going forward. So that's why I said I got why they stuck with the call on the field. What bothered me more though about that whole review and whatnot is when the ref came out and said the ruling on the field's a fumble. If overturned and ruled an incomplete pass, intentional grounding. I thought that's bullshit.
No, yeah,
because the intentional grounding rule is there. If the point is it's null and void if a defender's contact with the quarterback messes up the intention of the throw.
Yeah.
Then you can't get intentional grounding. Bryce Young had his own little fumble thing happen to him that was ruled an incomplete pass. Yeah, and he got hit. The contact caused basically him to spike it into the ground. That's not intentional grounding.
No,
it's the same principle for what happened with Stetson Bennett. I thought it was dangerously close to being mismanaged by the refs. I thought if intentional grounding would have been a horrible call. I would have been more upset if they said incomplete pass, intentional grounding, than left it with a fumble.
Which I don't know if they would have, like, after reviewing it, if they would determine that it was a pass. I don't know if they would have called it intentional grounding.
I have no idea. But the fact that it was, here's the thing though. With that play in particular, I feel like it was so clear and obvious that the contact from the defender, like he's getting thrown down by a defender trying to throw the ball while he's being thrown to the ground. I feel like it's pretty obvious that the tackle being made by the defender is interrupting and like messing with the intention of the throw.
Yeah.
So how can you look at that and go, oh, this 280-pound lineman just wrapped you up and is slamming you to the ground as you're trying to throw the ball? But that didn't, you should have still been able to throw a clean pass to a receiver in the general area.
I think it's for the whole thing. Like, if you're getting taken down and then throw the ball, that's intentional grounding. So if they're deciding if it's a throw or a fumble, that means he was already being hit by the time he decided to make the throw. So if you're already hit, you can't just throw the ball wherever you want because you're like, oh, the hit impacted my throw. So I think that's what they were trying to say was like,
I don't know.
If it's almost a pass or almost a fumble, that means he was already being made contact.
It's a tough call. I don't remember who the rules analyst that they at ESPN has on their game with Kirk Herbstreit and the other dude, but he was on there and he said he didn't think it should have been called intentional grounding because his thing was you can clearly tell. Well, Stetson Bennett was like winding up to throw before the contact. Yeah. The contact happens as he's winding up. So, do you determine he's already in the motion to throw before contact? So now does the contact throw it off? I get what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. Intentional grounding is there because like you can't just like have a guy hit you and then you just spike it into the ground. That's completely different. Yeah. If the contact happens before you start your throwing motion, I'm not going to act like a rules for like official or anything, but I get what you're saying. I thought that particular play was a little different from that though. Either way, they overcame it. So it ended up not really mattering.
I would like to see what happens if they would have ruled that an incomplete pass and then looked at it again because I feel like there's no way you can call intentional grounding because it's like, even if he was getting sacked, no one's going to throw it like that. Like that was a good chance of it getting picked by the guy who ended up recovering the fumble.
That's the thing. It's the nature of the throw was clearly changed by the hit.
Yes, I agree.
Like it's not like he just cleanly spiked it at the ground or anything.
But I have to say, good job by the guy who recovered that fumble. Like his foot was like,
I'm gonna say it. I don't think he intended to recover that.
No, he did not.
I don't think I think it was one of those things where like, athlete instinct, just like, all right, keep the foot in bounds. But I don't think for a second he thought it was a fumble.
I don't think so.
Because you could see.
It's like when you're doing a batting practice in baseball and you just go to catch the ball because you're like, oh, that's a ball. Like, I'll catch it. Yeah. Like, oh, that's a league ball that's going to break my hand.
Right.
But it's just like,
it felt like something like that. Exactly. Like batting practice when it's just inside, you just like grab it to throw it away. Yeah. It felt like it was like, all right, I guess I'll stop the ball from bouncing further away from me.
Yeah.
And it worked for him. Either way, though, the game played out the way it played out. Georgia was able to overcome that, specifically Stetson Bennett on the very next drive. And then the pick six happened. Bryce Young did not look great in this game. And part of it was because he lost his number 2 target in Williams.
Yeah. And
Mechie was out. Yeah. However, all season, it's there's been a pattern to like how you get to Bryce Young, right? He's a guy he's young, right? It's his first year. What is he, a sophomore?
I believe so.
Yeah, he's a sophomore. I think he was a freshman last year. So he's a young quarterback who's learning and everything. And his biggest issue with like what he does is when he feels pressure, he tries to make the throw.
Yes, I agree.
And that's why, you don't see it a lot because Alabama's got a good O-line. Not many teams get pressure, but you look at the games where teams have been able to get pressure on him. Hell, even Cincinnati, he did not have a good passing game against Cincinnati.
No, he didn't.
Cincinnati's pass rush was there. They couldn't stop the run. But Auburn was all over him. Yep. Texas A&M was all over him. There's been games where if you get to Bryce Young, he's known to try and force the throw rather than, throw it out, like throw it away or throw, how many times you see it in the NFL, guys just like spike it at the leg, at like the ankles of a nearby receiver. Yeah. He likes to try and force the throw, make the big play, and it cost him 2 picks.
Yeah.
The second pick, the pick 6, both interceptions were bad throws, to be honest. They're both,
the first one cost him the game.
The first one was a well, I don't know. It was a really bad overthrow on the first one.
But I'm saying like that cost them the game. The second one, you were already losing. You were
The
just
second
trying to
one
make it
iced
up.
the game.
Yeah,
You were down 8. You were only down 8 when the pick 6 happened though. So I would say that was the more costly of the two.
Yeah.
Because all that came of I'm pretty sure Georgia punted after that first interception. It was a punt or a field goal.
It was a punt.
It was a punt.
It
Yeah.
was.
They didn't score off of it. So that one didn't cost you the game. All it did was take away some momentum, and Georgia got to that at that point. It was still the field position game.
Yeah.
Where it was like, can you pin them deep and force them to make the long drive, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The pick 6, that iced the game pretty much.
Yeah.
That put you down by 7 or not 17. I'm sorry. Put you down by 15 inside like 2 minutes to go. It just that was the bad one, and that was the throw. The pressure got there, and he just was like, all right, I'm going to throw it. There's 3 defenders, 2 receivers in the same area. Like, you never throw it. If there's 2 receivers in the same zone, you don't throw it there.
Yeah.
Like, that's just like a common rule with quarterbacks. You don't make that throw.
But he was feeling that pressure all game. And
especially after that big drive by Georgia. The Stetson Bennett, I think it was like, 6 plays. They just marched right down the field. Stetson just dotted it up all over, and then boom, 40-yard touchdown. And then the pick 6 happened. No, the pick 6 didn't happen after that one.
No, yeah.
Pick 6 happened after the ballsy tight end screen that they threw to Brock Bowers.
Yep.
By the way, Brock Bowers, total tight end name.
Yeah.
There's only one name that's more of like a tight end name, and that's Gronkowski.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers, dude, come on, that's
definitely a WWE name.
Yeah, right. Well, Brock Bowers. That's a big boy name.
For me,
And he had a great game.
The 2 interceptions for Bryce Young, the first one is just a common mistake.
It's an overthrow.
It was almost to me like he expected that to be a comeback route. And then he threw it, and then the guy didn't come back, and he was like, "Oh, he's not coming back. I'm still throwing it to him," and he just threw it over. And then the second one was he didn't think he had as much time as he did. If he throws an incompletion there, the game's still on. Like that wasn't 4th down. He didn't have to force it, but it's just he's young. He's known to try and force the throw rather than just take the loss of down, basically.
Yeah.
And he'll move on. He'll move away from that. I mean, it's almost kind of nitpicky, but that's his big thing is, if you can make Bryce Young uncomfortable in the pocket, he gets jittery, right?
Yeah.
That's his thing is he gets on edge. He's a little uncomfortable. He's uneasy, and now he's got less patience. His mental clock gets thrown off a little bit. That's the kind of thing that happens with Bryce Young, and we've seen that happen a lot. I shouldn't say a lot, but we've seen it happen a number of times throughout the season. Bama's just always been so good that even if Bryce Young struggles, you got Brian Robinson who's going to just run all over whatever defense is standing on across from your old line.
Yeah.
And he still had a solid game too, Brian Robinson.
Had a real good game.
It just wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Wasn't enough.
He started having a solid game once Georgia was like, okay, we can take the pressure off.
Is this the first time that Kirby Smart has ever beat Nick Saban?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good for Kirby Smart.
Good for Kirby.
I will say Nick Saban was humble.
Here's the thing. I was talking with Matt. You guys don't know Matt. But I was talking with Matt after the game, and I've reached a point where I don't hate Alabama anymore. I don't want to see them in the championship every year, and I'm probably not going to root for them unless it's against like Notre Dame, Michigan, or Ohio State. So probably the only 3 teams I would ever root for Alabama.
I-O.
No, I won't root. I'll never root for one of those 3 teams over Alabama. But it's kind of like where I am with the Patriots now. You just kind of have to respect everything that he's accomplished.
Yeah.
And
I will say,
Nick Saban's not a jerk.
No, he's not.
No.
He lost, and you know what?
No, my favorite part is him and Kirby Smart meet at the middle. He goes, "You really kicked our ass in the 4th quarter." Like that's what he said to him.
Yeah.
And I was like perfect.
In the game interview, they asked him about is he happy for Kirby Smart and everything, and he gave Kirby Smart tribute. He's he's built a real great program. He deserves this win. He had a great team. He literally admitted he outcoached me.
Well, Nick Saban's at that point now where he's been so successful that no matter what happens, he's still going to go down as if not the greatest.
He's beyond the point of
coach.
He's no longer at that point where he's pissed off about he's upset, but it's no longer pissed off about losing the championship.
Well, plus most of the time he loses and he's like, "Oh, that used to be my assistant. That used to be my assistant. My other assistants are in the NFL. Like, he's built up a thing where it's like, when Kirby Smart does well, it's like, oh, but
it's almost like a tribute to Nick
is.
Saban.
Like
it literally is. And he said, he's like, Kirby's been with me for a lot of years through different, like he was with them all the way back at LSU.
Yeah.
And then, and he even said, he's like, if we're going to lose to the national championship game, I want to lose it to someone like Kirby, one of our former assistants.
Yeah.
Because it speaks to what you've been able to do and your ability to not only develop college players, but develop coaches.
Wait, he's complimenting himself by complimenting.
Honestly,
look at the job I did with that man.
He's like, everything he accomplished. I mentored him. Remember that? No, he didn't. It's obviously he was way more
it's not
humble.
that bad, but yeah.
No, I know.
I don't know. It was just something that like
it was nice.
And also like in their
post game when Bryce Young
and Will Anderson, like he like basically told them that they did a great job. Which,
yeah.
Again, like they just lost and everything.
Yeah,
and
I mean those guys are taking questions about how could you have done more? Do you feel like there was something else you could have done to change the outcome? And Nick Saban makes him stay down. He's like, these guys aren't defined by one game. It was a cool. I don't know if you saw it, Nick.
Yeah,
but it was.
I went to bed. It was late.
No, you can probably find. We'll show you the video. After. It was actually pretty cool. But the whole thing with Nick Saban is like, you reach a point where like what he has reached the peak of college football coaching accomplishments.
Yeah, he has plateaued at the peak. He has been there for so long.
It's not like he's just finally got there. No, he's just been standing up there like, hey, anyone want to come try and join me? Yeah. It's lonely up here. But he's been up there for so long now, just at the top of college football coaching history. You reach a certain point, I got to imagine, where it's just like, okay, what? Like, now I just got to give props to these people now.
Yeah.
I'm past the point of being pissed off because I've done it so many times. I'm sure there's even a part of him that enjoys seeing someone else challenge Alabama.
Yeah.
Because I imagine, I was going to say, I imagine it's not fun or it's not as fun just dominating all the time. It's probably still a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But the competitiveness in everyone wants to be in like a good game, a good matchup.
It's easier for Nick Saban to get his team ready for the whole season, not just the championship game. When he's like, look, Clemson's better than us. When Deshaun Watson was on the team, when Trevor Lawrence was on the team, he's like, we are starting out not the best team. So now they lost this year. Now he's like, we're not the best team. We lost last year. We have to be better.
Yeah.
Which makes all of his players going to train harder, which literally, I don't know if Nick Saban even have to recruit. I think he just says, I'm Nick Saban and this is Alabama. And people are like, I want to come here. And then he has to tell them no.
Hey, you play for us for 3 years. I guarantee you'll be in the title game at least twice.
Yeah.
And they're just like, I'm in.
Yeah, honestly.
Like that's his recruiting pitch. Honestly, that is what it is. So he's reached that point now, and you're going down to your assistants, right? Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M was an assistant, and he was very humble after that loss too. He's not like a jerk. I feel like a lot of times guys like that who have that kind of success can initially be a jerk, but they all reach a point where they stop being that way. Tom Brady is. He's a jerk on the field sometimes, but like when he's talking about games where they lose, he's humble. He's like respectful about it. Same with Bill Belichick. You may hate the dude for how he looks and how he's talking and acting on the field.
I hate the cutoff sweatshirts. They're so tacky.
What is this? What are we doing? Just buy a vest.
E or fashion, whatever it is, but it's just like just wear the whole sweatshirt. What's wrong with you,
Bill? It's freezing out. Just keep the sleeves on.
You can wear
I'm not
whatever
coming
you
at the
want.
man. I'm just saying. Just don't cut off the sleeves.
Yeah, you just
He's so concerned with being GM and coach that he just grabs whatever is closest to him. All right.
Well, apparently, all that's in his closet is cut off.
He just gets so angry. Oh, okay. Well, I guess
he's like, "Damn it, we only won by 10."
And that Bill Belichick did not teach that to Joe Judge because Joe Judge just.
Well, Joe Judge.
He always has full.
Joe Judge was mega underqualified. One last thing though for college football. Well, two last things. You guys see Stetson Bennett's Good Morning America interview?
No.
That dude. I'm not even gonna say he was hungover. He looked like he was still drunk. In this.
Yeah.
So,
what did you mean?
Yeah, of course. It literally, it's like someone at Georgia was like, "Hey, Stetson, here's a Pedialyte. Sit in this chair. Look at this camera. Michael Strahan's about to interview you real quick." And he's like sitting there. He's just like, the camera can't really see very close what I'm doing, but his eyes are like barely open.
Yeah.
His head's like falling to the side, and
Oh,
You got to look it up. It's all over Twitter. It was hilarious, man. I give him props. He actually gave some coherent answers. But Michael
Maybe he was
Strand's
just
like,
really tired.
yeah, Michael Strand's like, I hope you managed. Did you manage to get any sleep? And he's like, yeah, couple hours, I'd say. Not a lot. Really, not much sleeping. And I was like, oh my goodness.
jeez.
Well,
Dude,
I bet he didn't sleep for the past 2 days before the game.
Oh, he probably.
And then he plays the game.
And then he's just absolutely just hammered.
Yeah, dude. How would you?
Completely smacked online.
how would
You got to watch the interview.
right,
It's only like a minute and a half, but it's so funny. Like just the look on his face.
Just look at Joe Burrow 2 years
Joe-
ago.
Joe- yeah.
Joe Burrow is the
Bro, look
coolest
at
man
Joe
in the
Burrow
room.
after winning the
yeah.
the division. Joe Burrow,
It's his thing now.
big Joe Burrow guy.
Yeah.
It's just
Dude's
got that
got
cigar.
That dude's got so much swag. Oh my gosh, Joe Burrow.
Do you have a man crush right now?
I do. I actually do. I'm a Joe
Yeah, he
Burrow.
does.
He does.
Joe, big fan of Joe Burrow over here on this side of the garage. I don't know about you guys.
I like Joe Burrow.
But
All right.
last thing with college football. College football season's over. Cincinnati was probably the unexpected number 4 from everyone.
Yes.
Michigan, I don't, honestly, Cincinnati and Michigan, I don't think people expected. I know people didn't expect
Yeah, they did
Cincinnati
not.
to be in there. I don't think a lot of people expected Michigan.
I think you go Penn State, Ohio State.
Iowa State or Iowa.
Iowa State.
Iowa
Not a
State.
Big Ten team. Still
Not a
not.
Big Ten-
Still not.
But all the states, But let's do, just for the hell of it, right? We did our preseason predictions at the beginning of the season. So how about way too early?
I was 2 for 5.
I was
Were we all 2 for 5? We all hit Georgia and Alabama.
Yeah,
What do
we
you
did.
mean?
We were all
What do
2
you
yeah.
mean?
I don't remember. I don't remember who my other
You were
ones
0
were.
for 3.
I had Clemson in there
I
somewhere.
had Texas A&M 5.
I
You did.
Clemson.
And for a second, you were onto something.
No, I wasn't because they lost
Oh,
to
that's right.
Arkansas.
They lost a really
and then
bad
a week
game.
later, they beat Alabama, and I was like, all right,
They were top 10 when they lost to Arkansas.
they were.
I remember that now. I don't remember who were mine. I know I had Bama, Georgia. I think I had Ohio State, Clemson, and Oklahoma State.
I think you just said Oklahoma.
Who was
Someone,
it?
Or
I think
Oklahoma.
you-
Oklahoma.
Someone
That's
had
what I
just
meant.
Oklahoma.
We said a lot of the word
Yeah, I had
state, and it
Oklahoma.
just is. I got state on the brain, man.
Yeah. Yeah, mine was
So-
Clemson, Bama, Georgia.
Yeah, you were so
Ohio
big on
State,
DJ.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think I was Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson, Oklahoma. We'll double check those.
Yeah, we'll
but
double check those.
We were all 2 for 5.
we were all 2 for 5.
We got our name right and the date on the test, and that was it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
about close enough, right? We got
Yeah, close enough.
shooting a solid 40%. You gotta love it. But so let's do our way too early college. This is just what 4 teams are in the college football playoff from number 1 seed to number 4. Bobby, I know
All right.
you've got a bold one in there.
A bold one. All right. Bama, Georgia, USC, Ohio State. Obviously, I feel like Bama is gonna have better recruiting class. They're gonna come back. They'll be the number 1 seed again. Georgia's still gonna have a great defense. You're gonna figure things out offense. Lincoln Riley is up in the Pac-12. Nick, don't disrespect them. They're the best
I
team
will.
in the Pac-12 from here on out. And then Ohio State, they're gonna come back. They'll be great.
Okay,
right.
fair enough. I'll go with mine. I got it. Georgia, Go Dogs. Bama, Ohio State. I feel like this was just a fluke year for Ohio State, down year. They'll be right back in it. And then I'm going, Nick. You showed some respect to Texas A&M early in the season,
Jimbo.
preseason.
Big old Jimbo.
I'm gonna show some respect. I'm putting Texas A&M at the number 4.
Interesting.
I think I'll go Texas over Texas.
Although I just realized it's 3 SEC teams. I don't think that'll happen.
That will not.
No, it could. It could.
I also
Even
just
if-
made a change after Bobby was talking
Yeah, you-
because I put Georgia number 1. I think they're just gonna have a good recruiting class and they're gonna stay strong. OSU, it's gonna be 2. Oregon, it's gonna be 3 because they're gonna beat Georgia, but then Georgia's gonna roll through the SEC, so they're gonna still get
Okay.
1. And then Auburn's gonna be my 4.
So you're not putting Bama in there.
No,
Not putting Bama
No.
in there. That's more bold than USC.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think it's.
That should be Nick's bold prediction.
I
Well,
honestly,
we'll do that
I don't.
next
I don't think there's a chance Texas A&M makes it in. I don't even know why I put them in there. 3 SEC teams won't happen.
Texas.
I guess it's
Steve-
possible
Steve
if you know.
Okay.
One, they have a. Can I finish?
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I guess it's possible if Texas A&M does really well and is a 1-loss team, and then it's like an undefeated Georgia versus an undefeated Bama in the title game, and you're just like, well, Texas A&M has to be in there.
Yeah.
Well,
Then maybe.
let me tell you where you're wrong. Steve Scars
Can't even say his name, so don't tell me you're wrong. No, we're done. All right, where we got? NFL.
NFL Black Monday
runs a pro style offense.
What was
He
his
has Quinn Ewers. Steve Sarkisian. I can never get his name right, man. All right, whatever. But either way, he has Quinn Ewers, runs a pro style offense. They're going to be dominant. I would put Texas over.
No, because they have
Texas.
no
Texas.
defense. No,
Texas ain't gonna be there yet. You know what? I'm gonna be real. I actually
see what
wanted.
their conference is named now instead of the Big 12.
But
They're the no defense conference.
I wanted to.
no offense.
I wanted to actually put Texas in there, but I was like, there's no way. There's no chance.
That's what
I was on the fence about a lot of teams. I thought about USC. I just don't think they're going to be there just yet.
What are you talking about? Lincoln Riley's there.
What are you talking about?
Everything's changing.
No. Michigan State's going to be my number 4 now. Now we're going bold.
Kenneth Walker, the third is
Spartans. I don't care.
he declared for the draft.
In
That's
Mel, we
literally the whole
trust.
team.
Mel Kiper Jr.
Mel Tucker.
Yeah, Mel
Tucker.
Kiper. What
With
are
that-
you talking about Mel Kiper for?
He says Mel. That's what I go to. Mel Kiper
He's
Jr.
just throwing out a Mel in the sports world. You know, Mel
Are you
Kiper.
just trying to say you're wrong about every draft pick? Because that's all Mel Kiper.
I wish I had Mel Kiper's job. Just be like, hey, let me just go ahead and give you the wrong answer on every. I'm gonna hit about on like 20% of my predictions.
So you want to be a terrible weatherman.
You see, he immediately was like, maybe Aiden Hutchinson's not the number 1 prospect, and dropped him out of put him at 3 or something. I don't even know if he's 3.
I mean, I would give it to him. Maybe he's the number 2 edge rusher, but
It's not going to be a good edge rusher
Thibodeau
class.
is the best.
Yeah.
Tom?
No, not Tom. What's his first name?
I don't know.
Not Tom.
I forget. Because every time I say his last name, my mind goes to Tom Thibodeau, so I just get lost. I get confused. I am confusion.
Yeah. Give Lincoln Riley some credit. USC is going to be in the top 4.
I think he needs a year to build USC there.
Or get rolled by the Oregon
Ducks. Wait till the Beavers go into the Coliseum, or the Trojans go into whatever they call themselves, the Beaver Dam or something.
It better be the Beaver Dam.
I don't think that. I think it's got like some generic name,
it should be the
or maybe
Beaver
it's
Dam.
named after like a founder. I don't know.
The
Beaver Dam.
I'll tell
If
you
that's not a thing, I should like trade.
Yeah.
We should trademark that real
if you
quick.
donate enough money to them, they'll probably name it after it.
The Beaver Dam.
Yeah.
Be like, guys, how don't you call this the Beaver Dam? You are sitting on a gold mine
Let
market.
me tell
we
you, the
could-
losses USC is going to suffer next year. UCLA,
No.
L. Oregon,
No.
L.
No.
Oregon State, L.
No.
You think they're beating the Arizona State Devils?
Yeah.
No, L.
Oh man, I
They're
kind of
gonna
want
go-
Nick to be
they're
right. I
gonna go
like
13.
USC, but I really want Nick to be right on this one. It'd be hilarious.
They're going to go 13 now.
No, sir. No.
Yes, they are.
You're done.
You're
done.
They're
So
gonna
they're
go
not
13.
going 13-0.
So moving on to bad
Beavers. L. No, I'm kidding.
I already said that. No,
I
we're
know,
good.
I
I
know.
covered it.
Nick's probably more accurate than you are.
L.
Huskies. Honestly,
Auburn.
I could.
You know who they're beating? They're beating the Wildcats, and they're beating the.
You don't even have Bama in your top 4. So
So
when's the last time
USC is realistically
Alabama
going to
had
lose
not
3 games. That's my prediction. 3 losses.
No.
No,
two
not gonna
Emma.
happen.
No, not gonna happen.
Watch them lose the season opener, and Bobby goes, "Nope, they're fine."
They'll be fine. We got Jackson Dart.
Yep. Okay. Good for you.
All right.
I don't hate USC. I'm just saying it. Lincoln, it's college, man. Lincoln Riley's going to need a year of recruiting to get his. Like, you got to realize.
He already did.
Yeah, that's great.
He
But
already did.
is he going to just
Everyone-
play every true freshman?
Yeah.
All right, Bobby. I'm glad that you have them in your top 4. So how about NFL? The final week of the NFL season.
Okay. The impossible has happened.
Jacksonville won.
The Colts absolutely shat the bed, and
I said it.
Lost
I said
in
it. They
Big
had not won in Jacksonville since 2015.
But they had so much hope that game could have tied.
but I did say if this happens,
It really
Steelers
could do. The
Boswell
Steelers
could
are
just shake
so
a pot and missed
close.
all I'm saying is the Steelers are a team of destiny now,
No,
and
they are not.
they are a team of destiny.
I'll
The
tell you what.
stars have aligned. They're winning the Super Bowl.
49ers versus Steelers.
Yep.
Let's go.
We're calling it here first.
that could actually be the shit bowl of Super Bowls.
It's gonna be amazing. Big
Big
Ben's gonna wheel out in a wheelchair and just go throw bombs. All right?
He's gonna have like 12 copper fit sleeves on his throwing
Remember when
arm.
Paul Pierce got wheeled off in a wheel, or got carried off and then wheeled off in a wheelchair and then came back into the playoff game to win for Boston? That's gonna happen to Big Ben. Big Ben's gonna be out there, wheel off the field.
Like, hey, here's your walker, Big Ben. Just
Come
go out
back,
there.
and you know who's gonna come
Just
back
get the
on
ball to
field?
Najee Harris and hope for the
He's
best.
gonna come back on the field
Like-
with Antonio Brown. It's really like, oh,
But seeing as the Colts, I've liked the Colts all year long.
I know.
And
yeah, after they started winning.
honestly,
Thank you. Nick, thank you. Someone else needed to call it for what it is.
Jonathan Taylor, man. I
You
had him
didn't
on my
know
fantasy.
Jonathan Taylor's name until he was leading the league in rushing.
No,
Yeah.
I drafted him.
I gave
first
you,
round.
I gave you Jalen Hurts stat. And you're like, it's got to be Jonathan Taylor. No,
No,
I never
no, he
said
didn't.
quarterback.
He didn't do that.
I
No, I know.
never said
No,
Jonathan
okay.
Taylor.
But in all honesty, Bobby, I don't remember you ever talking about being high on the Colts.
Yeah, because Jonathan Taylor was going off on my fantasy team, and I liked him. And also,
Because they were
Hard
losing to the
Knocks.
Titans.
Hard Knocks. You get to see the behind the scenes, and I like Frank Reich. So I was kind of
Carson
rooting
Wentz.
for.
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz stinks, dude. You lost. All you had to do was win the one of the last two games. You couldn't even do that because Carson
He
Wentz
was
stinks.
also on the team, Jonathan Taylor. He could have just won the game for him. But no, he couldn't. He wasn't good enough.
Jackson,
Good
hey,
enough.
Jacksonville really said, hey, guys, we're going to end the season with a win, knock out a division opponent from the playoffs, and keep the first
You know
overall
what,
pick.
well, you know what
Yeah.
this game proved to me more than the Colts just not capitalizing on opportunity? Trevor Lawrence is.
Can you repeat that word for me?
Capitalizing on
Okay.
opportunity.
Okay.
On opportunities. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey,
Trevor Lawrence-
those in glass houses should not throw stones.
Trevor Lawrence has a chance of this could be the start of his franchise career as a quarterback. He beat a team they were much worse than
I will. His stat line, he went 11
With-
for 11 to start off.
Yeah.
He did have a good game.
He
James
looked really
Robinson hurt still, so he didn't have his running back. ETN still hurt, which I think would have helped him so much more this season.
You know, ETN and Trevor Lawrence played together in high school.
I did not know.
I did not know that.
I thought you were going to say, did you know they played together in
I,
college?
I,
was
was,
like, yes.
I was ready to be like,
They've
They
literally
did.
been together since high school. That's insane.
did they? A little inside joke
Yeah.
before the show.
Don't
Did
worry.
they?
Don't worry.
We got that saved.
No, I don't think Bobby
I
saved.
didn't. I deleted it.
Damn it, that was such a good moment. Whatever.
So, Colts missed playoffs. Kind of sad about that. I like Frank Reich.
I think it's
Watch
hilarious.
Hard Knocks, and then you'll.
I
you'll
just like
understand.
laughing at Carson Wentz.
and
so-
then the steel train is rolling, boys. The
The-
steel train is rolling. All right. I
Breaking
don't know
news,
how.
Bobby's new favorite team is the Steelers. Now that they have secured their spot in the
no,
playoffs.
he's been consistent
No,
on the
I know.
Yeah,
Steelers.
the
I'll give you your consistency.
I
on the
will
Steelers.
admit the Steelers are my number 2 team. Bears, Steelers,
Ew,
number 2.
ew.
Those colors, just gross.
Ew.
Black and yellow.
I don't care about their colors. I just don't like the Steelers. I like Mike Tomlin. Tons of respect for Mike
Yeah,
Tomlin.
dude, never
We
had
talked about it last
a losing season.
Yeah, no, we talked about that last week.
Yeah, we did. Never had a losing.
I like Mike Tomlin.
We'll get to a.
Um,
That's
coach
about the only
later who
thing
is
about the
also
Steelers
not
that I
able to
like.
lose
Yeah.
season.
So they beat the Ravens in overtime 16-13. Thank you, Chris Boswell. And Big Ben's getting his last dance, boys. Because Colts had to lose.
They're gonna get absolutely dumpstered by the Chiefs, and I'm gonna be rooting for the Steelers every step of the way in that game.
Oh yeah, of
But
course.
it's probably going to be bad.
I'm calling it right here. Jackson Mahomes is going to come to that game, and he's going to curse them. They're
Okay.
losing first round playoffs.
I would love to see it.
too.
Just so we're clear, I want the Steelers to win.
I'm rooting
but
for
I
that.
can't, in my head, I can't just go, yep, Steelers are winning that game.
They're winning
I
that-
look at it and
When
I
we
go,
pick that game,
and I
I
go,
am for
Ben
sure picking the
Roethlisberger can
Chiefs.
barely throw the ball back to the line of scrimmage at this point. Najee Harris is really the only guy out there that's doing anything.
Deontay Johnson.
No,
He got hurt.
Patrick Fryermuth's good.
Chase
Deont-
Claypool really knows how to sell the first down.
Yeah, he knows how to let you know he got the first down.
Yeah.
Deontay Johnson's having a solid. He's bounced back from some drop issues early in the season.
Yeah.
And Juju's just working on his TikTok skills.
Yeah, he's working on that renegade and all that stuff. You know,
Juju's gone. He's not going to be a Steeler anymore.
no, because people realize Juju Smith-Schuster is at his best a solid number 2.
Unless
He peaks at a number 2 because the
Antonio
dude can't
Brown-
really get open.
Antonio Brown wants to come back home to Mike Tomlin.
Antonio Brown ain't coming back to the NFL.
So
homie.
have you heard of everything going on with Antonio Brown?
No.
I mean, I know of some stuff, but I know there was an OnlyFans star who came out and was like,
Only
lasted
30 seconds. Whoa, I'm sorry, I had to drop it.
She said the first.
No.
No.
Let me say the OnlyFans first.
That's what I was getting. I'm still talking about her.
Oh.
Yes. She said they hooked up twice in the same night. The first time, 30 seconds, never got her clothes off. The second time, only 30 seconds.
They close off though.
Yeah.
Close off that
okay.
time. But still,
OnlyFans model who licks toilets. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. She licks
She's
toilets.
famous for licking a public toilet.
Yeah.
This man is the king.
Snuck her into
I saw
a
that.
hotel where Tom Brady's just doors down. Yeah, get better security, man. They're just letting her just walk right in there. Tom Brady's over there, and
Yeah,
she tested
you know, I've
positive.
always wondered how they sneak people in. Shouldn't they have like some lockdown security?
Exactly like that whole floor.
Or did
telling-
he just
you're
throw
telling
like
me I
a
can
bunch
just
of?
walk in,
Did he
knock
just
on
did he
Tom's
just
door?
give her like a Tampa Bay like hoodie and sweatpants and just go keep the hood up? Wear this
she
hat
was
to hide?
posted. She just walked right in. Like she like posted herself.
Okay, so
walking
that's
in.
not sneaking her in. He
And
just
then-
had her over.
Yeah, he just like walked her right in. She posted videos of like a wide receiver meeting this way, that like the whole floor.
Dude,
she just walked around
exposed
anyway.
this man.
Mind you, hooked up with or Antonio Brown.
That's a story.
Yeah, that's a story.
Whoa, what a love triangle.
Leaves in the morning, and then anyways, she is now tested positive for COVID. So she could be the reason that the Bucks have.
Dude, Antonio Brown said, "Watch me end the Bucks season real quick with one toilet liquor."
Yeah, toilet liquor who has COVID. Who would have guessed it? But
Listen, the signs were there. I sent you the picture. The signs were there.
Yeah.
Dude's crazy. Holy, man.
Then he
Too
has
funny.
his whole typed up. Did you see his whole post that he typed up and everything?
No.
So basically, it was like he came out and said that he was hurt, didn't want to play. Bruce Arians knew he was hurt.
Oh yeah, I
trying to
talked
force
about
him to
all
go
this
in. Yeah,
last
but
week.
like that was his side of it, and Bruce Arians. It seems like the Bucks have everything together. They're not scared of anything. Like
No, dude, Antonio Brown's crazy.
yeah, dude.
He's a known crazy person in the NFL now.
Antonio Brown, mad. They're losing to the Jets. Did not want to play.
Yep.
Didn't go in. Bruce Arians got pissed off, told him he was cut. So Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown's like, all right, I just gave COVID to half the team, so deuces, bitch.
Peace.
That's basically what happened.
Think about
to
it this
sum
way,
it. To
though.
sum it all up, Antonio Brown upset, sneaks in toilet liquor.
Peace out.
One
Here's
combined
COVID.
minute with toilet liquor. Losing to Jets. No, I'm not playing. I'm injured. Okay, you're gone. All right, bye. By the way, COVID to everyone. And now I'm gonna just
Deuces.
Correction.
I'm just
He
gonna.
probably saved their season. Wouldn't you rather have COVID week 18 than Super Wildcard Weekend?
Or just not have COVID either weeks.
No.
It's not like
You
it's
never know how
guaranteed.
long their COVID lingers for. Either way though. And then he's just like, all right, deuces, you all have COVID. Bye. By the way, I'm gonna smear the crap out of all of you on social media. Buckle up, prepare for tons of questions about my annoying ass. That's pretty much how the chain of events.
And that's what happened.
and that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah.
So Steelers are the team of destiny.
Team of destiny.
So we went from
Big
there
man.
all the way to that. Raiders, Chargers, Justin Herbert. He's that guy. All right. I want to lead off right now. Justin Herbert's that guy. All right.
Derek
lost.
Carr's that guy.
Yeah, no, they lost, but
Derek
they
Carr's
did not
the guy.
lose because of Justin Herbert. I'll tell you that right now. You don't convert. You don't go 5 for 5 on 4th and long in 2 game winning or extending drives and go, yep, they lost because of that guy. He threw the ball 65 times.
Too much.
I agree.
Go look
But
at Mac
he-
Jones. You're throwing 3 times. There's a winner.
There's a winner
There's
right
a
there.
playoff team
No,
right there.
honestly, the defense let down an incredible, Justin Herbert just said, listen, guys, we're winning this effing game if it takes all of the strength in my throwing arm. And you thought maybe they'd pull it off, but then the defense was like, yeah, we don't need to stop the run.
Yeah,
We just need to let them run all over us
their
in
defense
overtime.
played like shit.
Yeah, defense did not do well.
Whoa.
Good redemption game though for Derek Carr after Joey Bosa just randomly was like, "Yeah, we know he cowers under pressure, so we wanted to scare him." And I was like, "Come on, man, Derek's a nice guy. You didn't have to do him like that."
Come on, what he did him dirty.
So good redemption, but it was honestly overtime. That was Josh Jacobs' overtime.
It was.
He was just like, "You guys, you know what, guys? I'm gonna win this game for us real quick. Remember what I did my rookie year? I'm gonna just do that again."
But I just want to say it. After everything the Raiders have gone through this season, they deserve it.
It's cool.
Hey, give them a clap. Give them a clap.
I don't got to clap. They are the first team though to ever make the playoffs after firing their coach mid-season.
See, look at that, and you couldn't even clap for that. Plus,
you
yeah, give them a little clap.
No, I did. I just clapped. I don't care enough, Bobby. All right, I like the Chargers more. I like Justin Herbert more.
Well,
I do.
Brandon Staley would have had a playoff berth, and the Steelers would not have had a playoff berth if he just didn't call a timeout.
No, they would have lost. Watch the play again. Watch Hunter Renfrow be completely unguarded by anyone. They were going to hike the ball, throw it to him for a touchdown. Game would have still been over.
I don't think
They were going to let the clock run out.
I don't think that's true at all.
From what I said, or Bobby said.
Bobby said.
Yeah,
sorry, I know I was looking at you when I said it. No, I don't think the Raiders were going to actually let the clock run. I think I do believe the Raiders were going to try and run one more play regardless. Because if they were going to just let the clock run, they would have never lined up. Here's what happened. They probably thought about it for a second and then they lined up, or they saw no one's out there with Hunter Renfrow. So what did they do? They hurried to the line. That's when the timeout's called. Yeah. I'm not going to say he shouldn't have called the timeout because you didn't have the personnel on the field. Yeah. And you can't just assume that the Raiders are going to just let the game be a tie.
And you can't let the game be a tie if the team that you could beat with kicking a field goal, you can knock out of the playoffs. There's no way the Bears would be like, oh, if we kick this field goal and make it, the Packers are out of the playoffs. No, let's both. They're division rivals. They're not just going to let them get in the playoffs. You're never going to let a team get into possibly take you out of the playoffs.
Reports said that Austin Eckler was talking to one of the Raiders. They said they were.
No, that's a video where you can't even read their lips. And everyone said it appears a Raiders player told Austin Eckler they were going to take a knee.
Hey, Bobby, can you see what I'm saying right now?
This is literally what happens. He's like talking, and then Austin Eckler just has that look on his face. Probably because he's like, we didn't make the playoffs. No, maybe the Raiders were going to just let it tie. I don't know.
Yeah, we never.
I'll tell you what, it would have been the most convincing, intentional tie ever up until they just were like, you know what? Let's just let the clock
for 36 seconds
for the entire game up until the last 32 seconds. If it did tie, it would have been the most convincing, intentional tie ever.
Yeah. Why don't you just send out Dylan Carlson and be like, hey, just a little off to the left, just shank it a little bit. There's no way you can prove that he purposely shanked it. Unless he just kicked it straight into the stands.
And yeah, like Nick said, it's a division. It was a division. It wasn't like you were just going, hey, we're the Raiders and this is the New York Jets who we play every couple of years. Well, we maybe you just go, all right, let's give the Jets a bone. Now you want to eliminate the Chargers.
Yeah. Now if they were playing the Steelers and had a chance to eliminate the Chargers by tying, then I can see that maybe wanting to tie.
Nick's Bears Packers analogy spot on.
No, I
would be absolutely livid if the Bears were like, we'll tie and let the Packers make the playoffs too. I would never mind. So
we don't want to play the Seahawks.
No.
But either way,
we'll just play the Packers.
Colts had to lose, Raiders had to win, or Chargers had to win.
Yeah.
Guess what? Raiders won. There was no tie. Steelers made a playoff. Team of destiny. They're winning the Super Bowl. Big Ben's last dance.
You're so wrong on so many levels.
You'll see it. Bet on it. All
okay, how much you betting on it?
Fade Bobby. Fade Bobby.
Fade Bobby. I'll bet $1 on that.
Okay, yeah, there you go. You'll bet $1. I bet the odds are pretty good. You could probably pay out $15 on a $1 bet there.
Yeah, true. Maybe I should bet
just bet them for the Super Bowl. Put 5 on the Steelers for the Super Bowl.
And Team of Destiny is.
I'll give you $2 towards it so I can get some of the cut if it happens.
No, you get none of the cut. Off of the $2. Don't put your own $2 on
that. I'm joking. All right, I'm joking.
All right, and the last team, 49ers, dude, they have the Rams number. Sean McVay cannot beat Kyle Shanahan.
Because Kyle Shanahan is a better coach.
Because Jimmy Garoppolo is the greatest quarterback to ever play in the NFL.
No.
That's a lie. I'm lying.
No, but
I will give him credit.
Kyle Shanahan's a better coach than Sean McVay. Boom. That'll be the next. That could be up on the board, I think.
I like Sean McVay.
I do too. I like them both. I just think Kyle Shanahan is a better coach. I think they're both like geniuses when it comes to like the offensive aspect of the game. I just believe that, Kyle Shanahan, if Kyle Shanahan was the Rams head coach, the Rams are running away with the NFL every year.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan's doing more with less.
He's
He's
accomplishing
on like running back number 12 on the season.
Yeah,
True.
I
wanted
the key.
49ers to fire him just so the Bears can.
Oh my god!
I'll take Brian Flores.
We'll see. We'll get into coaching stuff here in a second,
will.
but the thing is, like, it's the running scheme for Kyle Shanahan's offense that is just the league can't figure it out. They can't. You could put any running back in there, and he's just like, hey, by the way, I'm a franchise running back now, and then he gets injured, and they go, hey, guy who's been on our practice squad for all of 30 minutes, we're going to have you start at a running back for us next week, and you're going to bust off for about 130 yards.
And then you take your best wide receiver and put him at running
Exactly.
back, and he still excels.
It's plug and play.
It's plug and play. I just love his scheme. I think Kyle Shanahan's an absolute genius.
True.
But I hope the 49ers fire him at some point. Hopefully, it's when the Bears are also looking for a coach at the same
So
time.
now.
Yeah, fire him right now just because. Be like, you know what, Kyle?
We know you got us to the playoffs.
We
but-
don't like that you don't wear a suit on game day. You're fired.
Yeah,
Let something like that happen.
Yeah.
You didn't start Trey Lance, Trey Bisky, so you're fired.
So send the Rams off. They get into the playoffs, and
Well, the Rams are still in.
they send them off on a bad note, though.
Yes.
Like that's bad taste in your mouth. Could have eliminated 49ers. And then the Saints could have made it, but
Saints are bums.
they won. If the 49ers lost, they would have won the playoffs.
Yeah, no, but the Saints
was
would have
the
been
only-
just as bad to watch as Big Ben and the Steelers are going to be.
That was the only thing
Don't say that.
I wanted the 49ers to lose, just because I wanted the Saints to make the playoffs.
True. All right. Well, we'll move into Bobby's bets. Nick is the official winner of Week 18, so it is over. But we have a big bonus.
Nick, real quick, what are we naming the segment next time?
I'll decide that later.
Okay.
We got like 9 months.
We got a long time before we come back to it.
I hope he names it Mills Mortal Lock.
Mills Mortal Locks.
We got to get like an audio, just like some intense audio of it. Mills Mortal Locks.
But Nick, 106.
Nick with the only winning
102.
record.
Yeah. Me and Andrew tied at 96.
96 and 112.
Couldn't go.
Not your best showing.
No, horrible. This was I think this was the worst week I had.
Literally, I got one better than you and
I went 3 and 13.
Like I went 4 and 12, and I'm like, dude, I got last place. Then I did yours. I'm
Yep.
like, we tied.
We tied. I couldn't believe it.
That was a terrible week. But we're moving into the
Pretty
bonus
bad
round.
season for us.
Nick gets the naming rights, but for the hoodie, we're doing a bonus round. Nick has a 10-point lead on us, so we're just picking the team, picking the winners. At the end, we'll
No
add
spread.
No spread.
Yeah, no
Not
spread.
counting our losses.
But we'll give you the spread, and we'll say it, but no spread. We're just picking winners. At the end of it, we're gonna add up our points, add to our total, and whoever has the most gets a hoodie.
Yep.
I'm just picking the same teams as Bobby.
That'd be so bogus.
That's bogus, man.
That's what you did for 2 weeks. You
yeah,
did the opposite
you
of
picked
me.
the opposite.
That's
strategy.
strategy. That's not
Strategy.
You're just being a
Strategy.
scumbag, all right?
Strategy.
He's the okay.
Some call it
So we'll do the
scumbaggery,
same
I call
thing
it
where we just like
strategy.
one of us will go first, then the next
No, I don't care. I'm
matchup.
not going to follow the same way.
Okay.
True, and I already got my picks, all right?
Yeah, that's right.
So-
Bobby like gives his picks beforehand, anyways.
Yeah.
All right, Bobby. So lead us off then. What's the first matchup we got to look out for Super? What is it?
All right.
Super Wildcard or whatever they call it.
Super Wildcard.
Soupy
Super Wildcard Weekend.
Soupy.
So Raiders versus Bengals. Bengals are favored by 5.5, but we're not guessing the spread. So who is going to be our winner? I'm going Bengals.
Bengals.
I'm bet your life savings.
It's going to be a close game, I think, but I
Don't,
want
but-
Joe Burrow to succeed.
Yeah, I do. Too.
I already got my AFC matchup, like AFC Championship.
And
matchup
also,
pick.
I will say lock that in. Bengals are going to cover that.
I
spread.
want more.
You think they're going to cover it?
They're going to cover that spread. No problem.
I want more cigars smoked this year.
I just need I can't talk. Sorry. I need to see more of Joe Shiesty. You watch that TikTok guy?
No.
That's what he calls him, dude. It's hilarious.
Oh my god. All right, so Patriots versus Bills. Bills are favored by 4. I think I'm going upset here. I'm going Patriots.
Going Bills.
I don't think the Pats are going to do it this year. Bill's probably going to pull this one off. It's in Buffalo, right?
Yep.
Yep.
It's gonna be a snowy game in Buffalo.
It's in Buffalo.
If
Brian Dabble is going to be interviewing with the Bears at some point after this game, probably.
Hold it off, bro.
I'm just saying, it's a little.
You gotta make the
All right,
segments
I'll chill.
flow.
I'll chill.
No, I
I'll
like
chill.
it. I appreciate it.
I know. I'm
Oh,
just
chill.
messing. All right. Eagles versus Bucks. Bucks favored by 8.5. Big upset alert. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
You guys are going
Let's
the
go.
upset.
Eagles.
You're
Big
going
upset,
Eagles?
baby. Yeah, we're taking.
You're
the
going
big
Eagles.
upset.
I'm going Bucks.
How could you?
A player quit on them because they were losing to the Jets, and you're gonna take the Bucks to beat the Eagles.
Still
Who
won
is
though.
this guy?
Still beat the Jets though.
But Eagles have Vince Papale.
Yeah.
Stop it! Stop it! Enough with the Vince Papale. No, Bucks.
Nah.
Put me down for Bucks.
I did.
Nick Sirianni's gonna make a deep run in the playoffs. He's gonna be coach of the year.
You know who Brady's
No.
kryptonite is? The Eagles.
Yeah, exactly.
You know who he didn't play
Since
last year?
when?
The Eagles. Since the Philly special.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I guess I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
You know who the Bears kryptonite is? Field goal posts. When they're
The
playing
game of
Eagles.
football.
Yeah, true.
Offense inside the 30-yard line.
Themselves.
Nah. It's George McCaffrey,
Grass.
Chad Phillips. That's our kryptonite.
The sun.
Wind.
Anything.
Um,
Bum franchise.
I'm taking.
I'll save my Bears rant for in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll go over it. We're both jumping the gun on that.
Yeah.
All right, 49ers versus Cowboys. Cowboys favored by 3.
Oh, Niners.
Niners.
Biggest pretender in the playoffs is the Cowboys. Niners.
I don't know, dude.
I
After,
am such a big fan of the Niners, but I think Dak, my boy Dak, he's gonna win this one.
Never mind. I don't want to say anything.
I think I'm gonna take.
What's the
49ers.
Niners record? Are they 10-7?
No, I don't think they're 10-7. I think they're 9-8.
I think they're 10-7.
I
I think they were 9-7.
So you guys are both going Niners.
I'm going Niners. The Cowboys have not beaten a team with 10 or more wins all year.
Yeah.
They have less wins
But
against
that's
those
regular
teams.
season.
Oh, they are 10-7. They are.
Bingo. They have less of the Lions have more wins against 10-win teams, 10+ win teams. I'm just saying.
The Lions playing this game? I'm picking the Lions.
I'd pick the Lions in this one. No, honestly, Cowboys are the biggest pretender in the playoffs this year.
So,
I like Dak Prescott, but
So-
they're not winning it.
so what I just
guy.
got from that is you're saying the Eagles can definitely upset the Bucks.
I would say that's more likely than the Cowboys winning this game.
Wow, that's great call.
Wow.
Let's go.
Wow. All right, Steelers versus the Chiefs. Chiefs favored by 12.5. Steelers.
This is
team
the
of
most.
destiny.
This is
Team of
the
destiny.
most disrespectful spread ever right here in the playoffs. 12.5 point spread in the playoffs, bro.
You guys.
No, I'm not going with the
pick
Steelers.
Chiefs. I'm going Team of Destiny. They're winning a soupy. All right?
Listen, I'd happily be wrong about this one.
If this was the first
But-
6 weeks of the season when the Chiefs defense didn't know how to stop, anything, I could see big old Ben.
Yeah,
throwing
if the
passes.
Chiefs are playing like they were playing back when they were like 5-4 at one point, okay, it's a little different.
A little different. Steelers.
Okay.
Smack it down. Team of Destiny.
smack it down.
Smack it down.
Smack it down.
All right.
That's Bobby's bet.
Dude, that's like, I'm going to put that as my bold prediction right there.
You are
Steelers
gonna-
winning a soupy. Cardinals versus Rams. Rams favored by 4. I'm going to go with the Rams here.
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams as
Cardinals
well.
Got blown out.
You know how I feel about Cliff?
Let's change from 3 weeks ago when Bobby's like, the Cardinals are the greatest team in the history of
Dude,
the
they're
NFL.
they're just like the Seahawks,
just
remember?
like the Seahawks, but the
They
greatest
are.
team in the NFL.
Honestly, the Seahawks might be better than that at this point. They lost.
Bobby, stop saying dumb things, please.
Earlier, I said Cardinals not a good playoff team. Bobby yells at me, pretty much almost slits my throat live on the air.
You know what? I'll take it back. J.J. Watt's coming back this week. We're going Cardinals.
Okay, have fun.
I'll take it. We'll take it.
Okay, be flip flopping like a fish out of water.
Flip,
Yeah,
flop,
but
flip,
if
flop.
J.J. Watt comes back, they just gotta. Matt Stafford's been playing like dog shit too. So
It's
you
fine.
You on Rams?
Oh, yeah, I'm going with the Rams. Cliff, you think Cliff's going to do anything? Cliff's going to Cliff, bro. They're going to struggle. They're not going to do it. They couldn't do it last year against John Wofford and the Rams. Yeah. All right, I'm just saying, same personnel, except J.J. Watt wasn't there.
J.J. Watt. That's all you need.
J.J. Watt's kind of washed, man. Let's be honest.
Whoa. Guy's injured, man.
He's a leader.
That's elite.
Getting in, okay. You're not. I love J.J. Watt. All right. You can't go. He's not elite now.
All right, you and Nick.
The bro tears something every time he has to pass rush.
All you got to do is stay together for 4 more weeks. All right, one more game. That's it, at least.
He hasn't been able to do that for 5 straight years.
I mean, I agree with what you say, but I'm just saying it's a playoffs. He only has 4 more.
Yes, J.J. Watt's tough. He's really good, but
Cooper Kupp's
come on,
better.
man.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp's
gonna just
come on, man. Let's be realistic. J.J. Watt gets hurt a lot now.
They got Odell and they got.
I like J.J. Watt, but he gets hurt a lot.
So doesn't need a spread. We're just picking winners.
Just picking winners. Adds to your point totals.
Whoever has
the most points,
and I'll still be ahead of you guys.
Yeah, whoever has the most points.
It's very lopsided to you. Like if
probably
one of us beats you, like
we're gonna throw like a 30-point plus to picking the Super Bowl correctly. But you don't. It's not the matchup. You have to pick the team right now who's gonna win the Super Bowl. If you're right, that's 30 bonus points.
30 bonus points
for everyone.
Who's gonna win?
Yeah, we're all gonna say who's winning the Super Bowl. We're gonna do that right.
The same team though.
We're gonna do that right now. If any of us are right, it's a 30-point. What's it called?
3. All right, we can't pick the same teams, but we get to do 3-way rock paper scissors right here, right now.
3-way rock. No,
I'll take third. I'm not gonna pick either 2 teams. I don't care.
Okay, all right, fine. Go first. I'll give it to you.
I'll go first. Titans. Bobby's like, I was gonna say that. No, Titans.
Good one. You know, as much as I don't want to say it, I think this is the safest bet. Packers.
No chance, bro. They got to play an NFC Championship game. They don't win those.
Honestly, though, but like, I'm just saying,
Titans.
I hate the Packers.
Titans.
I hate the Packers, but like right now, as it sits, they look like the most complete team. Also, Matt LaFleur, why are you starting Aaron Rodgers against the Lions when literally it's
that was Aaron Rodgers. That was Aaron's idea.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, right. He said he didn't want to lose rhythm with the offense, so. Notice how when they started losing really quick, he was like, all right, Jordan Love, go show us if you can be a quarterback.
Again, Aaron Rodgers, piece of shit. You're a piece of shit.
He is. I agree. I hate that, man. With a passion.
You're playing the fucking Lions, dude. Like, you can sit a week. Like, you're Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, you bum ass.
God, man.
With your stupid little man bun hair.
2 weeks.
Okay, either way.
Either way, you're Aaron Rodgers. He didn't even, all offseason, he didn't even practice. And now he
don't care about rhythm.
Yeah, he don't care about rhythm.
You know, Devontae's out there somewhere.
I'm picking the Bills.
Bills. All right. I'm going tight. The reason I'm going Titans.
All right, we're typing this in here.
Yeah, type it in there. Just put it next to our picks at the bottom there. So next to our names. The reason I'm going Titans, they get the bye. They get the first round bye, home field advantage. Derrick Henry's coming back. And now not only is he going to be back, but you're going to have the extra week of him getting healthier for your first matchup. So
the only thing that scares me.
And when the Steelers beat the Chiefs, what's going to happen is that the road's going to be that much easier because the Titans have gone through every team basically in this playoff for the AFC. They beat the Chiefs, they beat the Bills. I don't think they played the Bengals. My prediction for the AFC Championship. Thank you for asking, Nick. Is Titans Bengals. That's what I got.
Sure.
I don't know how the bracket looks, so I don't know if they can. I don't even know if they can actually get there, but it could happen because the Chiefs are the number 2, right? Bengals are the number 3. Mm-hmm. It's possible.
I think
as long as the Bengals, it's possible.
Need to pull up the bracket.
No, it's possible because if the Chiefs lose, like Bobby says they're going to lose. Then that means the lowest seeded team goes to Tennessee. The Bengals are going to beat the Raiders. I'm not concerned about that. That would make them the second highest seed, which means they wouldn't be able to face off until the championship game.
I want to see Eagles versus Bills. I'll be honest. That'd be a fun matchup.
Wait, where do the Bills rank in this? I'm confused
Bills,
now.
I think are 4.
They might be 3 though.
Yeah, no, Bengals are.
Yeah, but they would
4.
still. The
Bengals are 4.
So if
the Bills and
that's a little trickier now. I don't.
So if the Patriots win, then they would play the Titans, and then the Bengals would go on and probably play.
Is it a chance that so the Titans face the either way, the Titans aren't facing the Bengals in the next round.
No.
Then it's definitely good. It could definitely happen.
No, they would. If the Bills win, then they would play the Bengals probably. Because I think they play the lowest
I have no
seeded.
idea, man.
But it depends on what else happens. Like if the Eagles win.
All right. Either way, Titans-Bengals is my championship matchup. There's going to be an upset in that first week. Chiefs.
Patriots.
Maybe the Patriots is more realistic.
Or Steelers. If the Steelers are upset, boom, they're playing Titans.
Yeah.
Wait.
All right. Either way. Okay, so there we go. There's our picks. Derrick Henry's going to come back. He's like, hey, guys, remember when I am still top 5 in rushing and I haven't played for the last 6 weeks? I'm just going to pick up right
I just said the Eagles and Bills would be that would be the Super Bowl, not the AFC Championship.
Yeah, I get you. That's what I assumed.
Put it here, man. Jalen Hurts, dude. Eagles going all the way, boys.
All the way home.
But honestly,
They're going to make it all the way to Tampa and then
The
get
Super
right
Bowl
back
trophy.
on the plane to go to Philly and rest up. Ice up, son. You got to hold off.
You heard it here first, all right?
Yeah.
Tom Brady's getting knocked out by Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni.
I'd love to see it, but I don't think it's going to happen.
You laughed at Nick Sirianni till he beats Tom Brady in the playoffs.
Till they beat
Bro,
you in
we
round
all
numbers.
laughed at Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, true. Honestly,
We bullied the hell out of that man. We really did. I still think the rock, paper, scissors thing was foolish as hell.
It's
But
true.
hey, maybe he's onto something. Eh?
All right. Well,
Let's get into Black Monday,
Yeah.
shall we? I want to get into Black Monday.
Yeah,
we'll try
this-
not to go too long about this.
Listen, buddy, no, it's black. It is the most exciting time of year for fans of crappy franchises.
but,
For those who are
AKA
unfamiliar with the
Bears.
phrase or with the term, Black Monday refers to the Monday following the final Sunday of NFL football, when pretty much every coach is getting fired. Well, not every coach on a bad team for the
All
most.
32 coaches. Bam!
Bam!
Fire!
It has to happen. Shake it all up.
except for Joe Judge, he lasts one more
He
day.
he made it to Gray Tuesday. We'll call
Grim
it
Tuesday.
Grim
Yeah,
Tuesday.
Which that man literally tried to lose his job the last couple weeks.
He's horrible.
He's literally the worst.
He's really bad. But so, all the teams that, don't do well fire their coaches and sometimes GMs. So the firings we had, Vic Fangio didn't even make the Black Monday. I knew he wasn't going to work as a head coach. Bobby, I don't know if you remember, but I said I gave him 3 years in Denver.
Yeah, I remember. this one.
He's just a coordinator, really good coordinator, not a good head coach. There's a reason he was passed up as the head coach after Harbaugh left in San Francisco.
Yes, but Jim Harbaugh come to the Bears. Big Fangio,
Maybe, but we're not talking about that right now.
Okay,
There's a
but,
reason he was passed up for Matt Nagy in Chicago, and Nagy didn't do great, but he had more success than Fangio, I guess you could say, over the 3 years of them coaching
Yeah, but
separate from
Bears
each other.
better place than Broncos were.
I'm not gonna fully agree.
I don't know, man. They're kind of,
They're very comparable
We've
teams.
had quarterbacks that we knew who were going to start on Sunday.
Yeah, the
Broncos
quarterback
sometimes are like-
situation's different in Denver,
Yeah.
but otherwise the rest of their talent's actually very comparable. I
Yeah,
would say.
true.
Like I said, I knew when he got hired he wasn't going to be a good head coach. He just isn't that guy.
and then for Bears fans everywhere,
Matt Nagy and
He's
Ryan
gone.
Pace. The kind of surprising move was Ryan Pace getting fired. However, the team's record with him as the GM speaks for itself. The misses speak for themselves. I thought maybe they'd find a way to keep him around because he still is really good at evaluating late round talent.
Yeah.
So I am going to miss that part of Ryan Pace. And I did always respect he was aggressive as a GM. For a while, we watched the Bears not be aggressive because they were just conservative and, stingy. He wasn't, which was a nice change of pace. Didn't realize that.
pun intended.
Pun intended.
That was intended.
But, it makes sense that he got fired.
Yeah.
I've always-
we talked about it. He made enough mistakes where it's justified.
Yeah.
had to
I've
say-
always been a Ryan Pace supporter.
But you have to say,
But you know what? He
He
missed on Trubisky.
missed on Nagy.
Missed on Nagy, which I still think missing on Nagy was the bigger miss miss of the two. I don't, especially after watching the team without Trubisky, I can't definitively say that he was the reason the offense wasn't good. They were certain they could have been better, right? He could have been a better quarterback, but there was a lot more issues than just the fact that Trubisky was your quarterback.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say he was the scapegoat for that offense. So you missed on Nagy, which was the big one. You've had some misses in the first round. I don't knock Kevin White because Kevin White was the consensus number 2 wide receiver, and freak injuries are not that's not a like that doesn't go against the GM's ability to evaluate talent.
Yeah.
No one will ever know what Kevin White could have done in the NFL. He was a really good receiver.
Touchdown pass this year
Good for him.
for the Saints.
And I honestly,
From Trevor Siemian.
Wow.
I really feel bad for Kevin White because he has all the physical traits, but the dude he just was breaking his leg every year.
Yeah.
It was constantly broken shin, broken ankle, broken
Ryan Pace is
ribs.
like, break a leg out there. He went out and did it.
He went on and did it.
Ugh.
So I don't knock him for the Kevin White one because that's an injury.
You can't.
And the people who go, he
Greg
picked
Oden.
Kevin White, dude, that's a completely different circumstance. Like this, Kevin White could have been in a car accident that ended his career, and people would be like, well, he picked Kevin White. Kevin White was a bust. It's an extreme, but basically the same thing.
You always take those guys out.
Stuff beyond the control of the player, you don't hold those against guys because you'll never know. Roquan Smith was a hit for sure. And after that, we didn't really have first round picks.
Yeah, no, we really traded.
But he hit on a lot of late guys. The Mike
Darnell
Glennon
Mooney.
contract never really bothered me.
But still, I mean,
It looks bad.
It
The
looks
optics of it are bad.
Yes, it looks
But you signed a dude. You had tons of cap space. It's not like you get a rollover cap for the next year for not spending certain money. You had the money to spend. No one was coming to Chicago. You knew you were going to suck, so you threw some money at a dude and said, "Hey, maybe you play out."
I'm not saying that's the worst thing he's done, but it still goes against him.
Oh no, absolutely!
Like,
it
goes
absolutely
against
goes against him because you still spent the money and
Yeah.
everything. But I don't really think everyone gets all like $45 million. No,
Wasn't guaranteed.
it was a 3-year, $45 million contract, $14.5 million guaranteed, aka only the 1 year.
But half of his career earnings was from us.
Good for him,
Yeah.
Mike Glennon.
Mike Glennon.
Good for him. Anyway, so Zimmer
Ryan
and
Pace out.
Matt Nagy out. Mike Zimmer in Minnesota and the
And
GM. I don't know
Rick
this.
Spielman.
That was it. Couldn't remember his name. He's gone. The biggest surprise, Joe Judge. No, I'm kidding. The biggest surprise was Brian Flores being fired in Miami.
Huge surprise.
Another coach with only winning records.
Did they have a winning record this year?
I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
1-7 straight. Yeah.
Wow.
No, 9-8 because
I know-
they won 1, lost 7, then they won 7,
Yeah.
then they lost 1, and then won 1.
Yep. Okay.
And
That was
last year,
that one.
won 10-6 and barely missed playoffs.
And wasn't he a Coach of the Year candidate?
He was.
I just can't believe it.
I think he's 4-0 versus Bill Belichick too. I mean, last year he played against Cam Newton.
Was he 3? He was 3 years in Miami, right?
2.
2.
Two,
Yeah,
yeah.
just 2. That's right.
19 wins in 2 seasons.
I just can't believe it.
Honestly,
And
I
Nine-
would like him as a Bears head coach.
19
I
wins.
would have no complaints with Brian
And
Flores.
Tua has not been healthy for 2 years. You had 19 wins with a coach who did not have a healthy quarterback for 2 solid years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole thing against Brian Flores was people, I guess, were I guess maybe the rumor was that he never really believed in Tua as their quarterback. So maybe they were like, you know what, we're committing to Tua, not to Brian Flores.
Maybe.
Still a surprising move though. Hey, he's probably the hot candidate out there. Coach
Some
of the
people
Year
are saying-
finalist.
Some people are saying he makes poor game decisions. I guarantee he keeps at least 2 timeouts until the last.
Yeah,
2
but you
minutes
got to
of
think
half.
he's bringing that whole Miami staff with him somewhere else.
He's going to bring a lot of people with him, probably.
Yeah, like-
I like the idea of I
re-signs
would
to
like
Q
him as
Graves.
the Bears coach,
Gets
but
him back.
yeah, he gets to reunite. And then Joe Judge didn't get fired on Monday. Instead, they decided to do that to him today.
That was my biggest surprise. Once I found out that he didn't get fired on Monday, was that, and then
Yeah, that
he
was
still
the
got
big
fired today. But I'm still surprised that he made it.
That
all
was
the
my
way today.
surprise. And then he got fired today, and I was like, okay, well, now my only surprise is Brian Flores.
But, like, dude-
do you think it's shocking that Matt Rule wasn't fired?
A little bit.
I thought Matt Rule was
that
going to get fired.
Carolina?
Honestly, I feel like
You're learning.
I'm learning.
yeah,
I thought he was going to get fired.
I thought so too. That but again, bad quarterback play. Who do you blame?
I
think it's one of
he
those
was the
things where,
coach who advocated for bringing in Darnold.
Yeah, he did.
Darnold
But
wasn't
think-
terrible. Like
He's not
he
great,
worked
though.
for a little bit.
He did for a little bit, and then the league was like, "Hey guys, remember how we all figured Sam Darnold out for 3 years? It's just
Put some ghosts on the field.
Yeah.
exactly.
they had him seeing demons, seeing ghosts." So I thought Matt Rule would get fired. He didn't. Maybe he bounces back. I don't know.
And do you know what? Joe Judge just heard that his job was safe, and he's like, I don't want this job. Watch me just screw this right up. Negative 10 yards passing against the Bears.
Boom. Joe Judge, he should have never been hired as a head coach.
Yeah, no.
He's the first head coach to be hired from a special teams assistant. He wasn't the special teams coordinator.
That's the Bears' next head coach. Is going to be Tabor, whatever his name is.
No, it's different. That's special teams coordinator.
Oh.
He wasn't even the coordinator.
Well, that's terrible. Why?
He was a special teams assistant.
How did he even get in there?
Because he was from New England, and everyone's like, "This is the Josh McDaniels, Bill Belichick tree right here," and I'm like, he was a special teams assistant. What do I have to repeat myself again?
On his resume, got coffee for McDaniels and Belichick. They're like, yep, that's good enough.
Oh, he must have overheard them talk about a playbook.
Tom Coughlin to him? Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Joe Judge is a scrub.
Yeah, absolute scrub.
He is a bona fide scrub.
Speaking of coaching, though, that's the only coach I want the Bears to keep. Is
Chris Tabor?
Yeah.
Chris Tabor.
I think Sean Desai is worth keeping.
I think he was terrible.
Dude, everyone.
Sean Desai. I'm gonna be fair with Sean.
Man.
They're probably all gone. In reality, they're probably all gone. Here's the thing. I want to give some props to Sean Desai. Really bad secondary. Bears finished with a top 6 passing defense.
I will give him. He did a great job. With
not a lot
because they just let the teams run all over him.
The run game was not great. I think it was like I think it was still like top 15. It wasn't a great run defense, but it was about average. Which, if you compare average with top 10 in passing, I mean, that's a pretty solid defense. The problem is the Bears' offense was so bad this year that you constantly saw the defense on the field and in bad situations. So you kind of hold, like, their points per game wasn't great, but they're all, the last like 3 weeks, it was go for it on 4th down every time. Yeah. Sean Desai I think he did an underrated job with the defense. He's probably gone though, because that whole staff's gone.
Yeah.
Chris Tabor's probably the only one that would make sense to keep just because he's the special teams coordinator. Yeah. And he's like, it's just kind of like,
But then again, once you clean house, the guy's gonna bring in whoever he wants to bring.
Yeah.
Like it's his
show. Bears special teams was still one of the better special teams.
Bears special teams is good. All that matters to me is that you keep Pat O'Donnell and you keep Patrick Scales and you keep Cairo Santos. You keep those 3 main special teamers. Oh, and Jakeem Grant.
He's a free agent too.
You keep those 4 guys, and I honestly, probably any special teams coordinator can go in and be the coordinator. I don't want to act like I think I don't want to talk like I think it's the easiest of the coordinator positions, but I feel like it kind of is.
I think it's the easiest to game plan for, but it definitely can turn a game over way faster than any other.
I know a lot of times special teams coordinators are the ones who make like they're the ones who tell the coach like we want to kick the field goal here. Like, I'm pretty sure they're the ones who have to advocate for field goal attempts.
They could have beat Minnesota last time because they went for it 17 times.
Well, no, I mean, like, if it's like a long field goal, or if it's do we field goal? Do we try to cough in corners, things like that? I think that's where the coordinator for special teams comes in. But fuck, I could do that.
Kick it.
You're good. Wait, what does Madden suggest? 55-yard field goal. Go for it.
Real quick, what's Cairo's kicking power? 92. Okay, this is about a 58-yarder. I don't know if he's got enough leg into the wind. We're going to punt. Come on. I could do that job. Give me that job.
Always go for
Bears.
it.
Bears. I will be your special teams coordinator for anything over $0 an hour. I'll do it. Give me that Olin Kreutz minimum wage offer. I'll do it right now.
I was about to say, if Olin Kreutz is getting $15.50, I don't think you're going to get.
I mean, they got to at least give me 15. It's minimum wage.
I don't think you're getting.
They're not calling mine. They're not calling me though. But I'll do it. I'll do it. Hey, I'll do it off the record for like some merch.
George McCaskey said that's a complete lie though.
George the Clown McCaskey.
Yeah, he's a clown.
Bears watch. And did you see any like?
I don't watch press conferences.
First off, the Bears. They are infuriatingly stupid. Here's my favorite thing. This is now 3. I'm going to be a little NSFW for people, just a heads up. This is 3 fucking years now. I've had to listen to George McCaskey go, Ted Phillips is not involved in football operations. hey, so who's going to be in the interview process for your new GM? Me and Ted Phillips will run the interviews. What the fuck? What the fuck? Dude, how do you in the following sentence go, you didn't just, you gotta be stupid, or you think we're stupid.
What if Ted Phillips is the guy who's like, if you were any tool in a toolbox, what if he's got those questions?
I don't give a no. Here, how can anyone just go, this guy's not involved? Hey, so who's involved in doing this? That guy who I said's not involved. He's the only other person interviewing with me. I want to.
What about Bill Parcells, though?
You mean Bill Polian?
Yeah, bowling, whatever.
Polian?
Yeah.
Parcells?
I don't listen. I
knew that wasn't right.
No, it was not Bill Parcells. Bill Polian. People are ripping that one a little bit. Bill Polian does actually he's a Hall of Fame executive. You know, he's got experience. So he said Lamar should have been a wide receiver. Oopsie. At least they got someone who's been around the NFL.
Yeah.
Like involved.
Well,
but my point is,
Lamar could probably be an okay wide receiver.
he probably could be an okay
really
wide receiver. My point though is, so you're going to tell us, you're going to sit there. You're going to sit there, George McCaskey, and you're going to straight face tell us Ted Phillips isn't involved in football operations. And then the very next damn question you get asked is, well, who's going to be involved in searching for your next GM and coach? Ted Phillips and I will be leading that search. What the do you think I'm stupid, George? Do you think I'm stupid? Because I'm insulted by that one, and every other Bears fan's insulted by that one. Dude, shut up, Nick. You're the casual, all right? Whoa. Okay. Listen, you got me fired up, all right?
Look at the board.
You are going to sit there and tell us that bullshit, and then what are we going to do? We're going to consult Bill Polian because Ernie Accorsi was so great for Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy and all that crap. Sorry, I'm rambling right now. But you're just stupid, all right? You're a dumb organization run by a bunch of idiots. Virginia McCaskey's the only person I have any respect for, but there's got to be some freaking nepotism involved with how he's still in charge.
You were going somewhere completely
No.
When you brought her up.
No, there's got to be some kind of nepotism involved in there, man. How is her son, this jackass idiot, still the guy who's like, yeah, I run this football. I'm the chairman. I run this football team. I make every football decision. I hate you. I liked George McCaskey after they fired Phil Emery, but nothing changes with the Bears. Nothing's ever going to change with the Bears because until they sell the team, which at this rate probably won't happen, but until they sell the team or look in the mirror and go, hey, notice how we've sucked every single time since putting George McCaskey as the chairman. Notice how every time the person who's in charge of something has the last name McCaskey, we suck. Until they realize that and come to Jesus on that one, they're always going to suck. And then what is that bullshit with Olin Kreutz? All right, you offered him $15 an hour. That's what I seriously doubt Olin Kreutz has anything to gain lying from that one. All right. But the reason I don't believe for a second George McCaskey saying that's not true is because they asked him the question and he didn't say no.
Pace confirmed it.
So they did do it.
Yeah, Pace confirmed it was true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so George McCaskey's lying through his teeth.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck you, George McCaskey. All right, I'm saying it. You go one of the most well-respected players to ever play for the Bears is calling you out for some crap. Let's call what it is. That is real.
Talking about Olin Kreutz or Mike Glennon? You got confused.
Olin Kreutz.
Okay.
Olin Kreutz. To clarify, people. No, but one of your most respected former players, you disrespect the hell out of him with a minimum wage offer to be an offensive line, like what was it, like analyst or something? I don't know the exact title. Assist with the offensive line development and everything. Olin Kreutz, genius when it comes to that kind of stuff. Football genius. You offered him minimum wage. And then when you're pressed about it, rightfully so, because it's just an insulting thing to do to someone, instead of just taking it like a man and going, yeah, you say, well, one thing I've come to realize is that anything Olin says, I have to take with a grain of salt. So are you saying no? That was the follow-up. So are you saying no, that didn't happen? He goes, I'm just saying, pause, 10, 15-second pause. I'm just saying with Olin, that's sometimes what you get. The hell does that mean? You offered a minimum wage. All right, you're a cheap organization. Well, they spend a lot on players now, but you're cheap in other aspects of the organization. You suck. I hate you.
I bet their players still have to buy pops out of the vending machine.
Oh, like Money
Money
Ball.
Ball, yeah.
I haven't watched that.
I don't think they do that. But you're just
I knew you.
Nice.
I rant over, man. George McCaskey, you fucking.
All right. Anyways, Bears Watch 2020.
Bears watch
Bum, bum, bum,
2022.
bum. All right. So head coaches interviews set up so far. We got Doug Peterson, like it,
Nah.
won a Super Bowl.
Nah.
Negatory.
Brian Flores,
Yes.
Like
Big-
it.
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. All right, we'll take it.
Give him to the camera, Nick.
Todd Bowles.
Bowls.
Bowles.
Do you even watch football?
Bowles.
Do you even
Ah.
Bowls.
Bowles. That's how it's spelled.
No, it is not. It's bowls. It's spelled
Bowls.
B-O-W. How is the word bowl like a soup bowl spelled? Do you pronounce it Super Bowl?
B-O-W-L, not B-O-W-E-L-E-S. All right.
I'm pretty sure it's L-E-S. You dumbass.
Oh, maybe I spelled it wrong.
Yeah. Okay. You shut the hell up right now. Sorry, I was really aggressive, but you
All right.
came at me so hard with that.
Not big on that.
I'm going to go thumbs middle.
Thumbs middle.
I'm on. I'm not too keen on it.
Yeah. Brian Dable.
I'm okay with it.
I'm huge.
Don't know who that is.
Big advocate.
OC for Bills.
Bills. Offense coordinator.
I'll go slight
So
thumb.
one
45
thumb.
up,
That's one
45.
thumb. That's one
45.
thumb. That's one
Nah,
thumb.
45 degree up.
No, I'm giving one thumb for that one. I'm concerned that he's not going to do a lot of running the ball if he's the head coach. That's my concern. Running games like non-existent in
I think
Buffalo.
it's just because Buffalo doesn't have a good running back.
could be,
But-
and I'm hoping that's the case.
That's why I
But
said thumbs 45.
that's
Thumb
why
45.
I'm only giving it one thumb though. We got a 2 thumb metric to 2 thumbs down metric. All right.
Yeah.
I got thumb 45.
Leslie Frazier.
I
I'll
am
thumb up.
Indifferent.
I'm 2 thumbs upping that one.
One thumb.
2
one
thumbs?
thumb.
I'm 2 thumbs upping that one. I think Leslie my two
Bills defensive coordinator.
Oh, I know who he is.
Oh, okay.
my two preferred,
It's
right?
surprising I read it.
My two preferred are Brian Flores or Leslie Frazier. I honestly want it to be a defensive coach. That's what I want.
Fair.
I'll explain why afterwards if you
Okay.
want, or I could do it now. It doesn't matter.
I will.
But I want it to be a defensive coach.
Matt Ebenefis.
Eberflus?
Eberflus.
Who is this?
Ebenefis? God
Ebenefis.
bless you. Matt Eberflus. I don't remember where he's from.
I believe he is from.
Thumbs middle. I don't know.
I know he's an offensive coordinator.
I don't know, which means he hasn't made any really stupid mistakes. So thumbs middle.
I can't. I don't tell me it, Bobby. I'm gonna take a total guess on this one.
I want.
Did you find it?
Eberflus. I don't know how to spell it.
Eberflus. Eberflus.
Eberflus.
I'm going to say.
He's an American coach.
Oh, he's the defensive coordinator for Indianapolis. I remember that.
I said not to tell me. Okay, so I was wrong. I thought he was an offensive coordinator.
No.
Never heard of the guy. I don't know.
I'm gonna go with thumbs down.
I like
I'm gonna go
Indy's
thumbs
D.
down.
I like Indy. Thumbs up.
I don't like
Indy's D.
I'm
Good
gonna
D.
I'm gonna thumbs down that one.
They lost to the Jaguars.
I'm thumbs downing that one. Bing.
Their offense did, not their defense. All right, sir.
I mean the defense.
Trevor Lawrence looked like a stud.
11 of 11, bro.
Nathaniel Hackett. Packers
Packers
coordinator.
offensive coordinator. I don't know if he's the play caller. And he here's the thing. This
feel like
is
Matt
this
LaFleur
is
is
this
play
is
caller.
why I get skeptical of bringing an offensive coach, like going and getting a coordinator from an offensive head coach who runs the offense. How much does that coordinator actually have to do? Like, obviously they're involved, but I'm skeptical of how much play calling they do.
No, Matt LaFleur does all the play.
Okay,
I'm 100%
Matt Nagy
sure.
was the big offensive coordinator out of Kansas City. He only called plays for like 4 weeks in his entire career, and then next thing you know, he's the Bears coach. I'm not comfortable with the idea of going and pulling the offensive coordinator from from a team where the head coach is the one who calls and runs the offense. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that reasonable?
Double thumbs down on him. Just for the same thing as LaFleur is an offensive-minded coach, so it's not like you have a ton of say in the scheme of it. I mean, a little bit, but not a ton.
Also, we
But
don't
also
want
you have
we don't want a cheesehead coach coming to the Bears. All right.
That's true. But
Yeah.
you have
F
Aaron
that guy.
Rodgers.
Yeah.
You have Aaron
I'm going to thumbs
Rodgers,
middle it, though.
You have Aaron
thumbs down.
Jones. You have Randall Cobb. Those are all. I mean, those are 3 solid guys. Like,
Yeah, I want to see.
it's not like you're struggling.
I want to see him do good with play calling.
I want to
If,
see the Packers without Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's all I want to see. because I don't think they're very good without him.
All right.
And then finally,
We got 2 more. Well, Dan Quinn.
The
Cowboys D has been good.
I'm gonna go 1 thumbs up.
I'm
Dan
on
Quinn.
thumbs up.
Thumb 45.
Thumb 45. I thought he did well with Atlanta. He got them to the Super Bowl. Atlanta never had the good defensive personnel, and he wasn't the guy. Like the GM didn't really do him many favors.
I agree with that.
They spent so much time focused on their offense in Atlanta, and they're just kind of like, hey man, just you're the defensive guy. Try and make the defense okay, and it screwed him over. Still got him to a Super Bowl, but they struggled a lot. I'm still 1 thumbs up on it though, because I think Dan Quinn's actually a good coach.
And then Byron Leftwich. Byron.
I am thumb middle.
I have 1 thumbs up.
I'm thumbs up for. I like Byron.
I'm thumb middle because you're really in a perfect situation in Tampa, and you've got Brady there. I know I talked about it a little bit a week ago or two. You know how it's another thing of like, you know, how much does Byron Leftwich, you know, have to do with the success, right? You've got a quarterback that can pretty much run the offense without a coordinator. It's an offensive head coach again. I think Byron Leftwich, out of all of these offensive guys, I would prefer the only offensive guy I think I would prefer over him. I don't even know if I would take Dable over him, however you say it. I would put them at the same.
Yeah.
I'm just really keen. I want a defensive coach.
But so far, like I just feel like the big names like Kellen Moore.
That's my only other guy I'm 2 thumbs up on.
Like
I'm
I
2
really
thumbs
The
up
fact
on-
that Greg Roman's the only. If Greg Roman was on this list, he's getting 2 thumbs up. I really am like sold on Greg Roman as a coordinator. And I think he'd make a good head coach.
I'm gonna send you a video, and I don't know if you'll be too keen on him.
I go 2 thumbs up for Brian Flores.
Okay,
I'm 2
sure.
thumbs up for
All right.
Kellen Moore. I'm a thumb and a half up for Greg Roman.
Jim
I just think-
Harbaugh.
No, I don't want Jim Harbaugh.
I'll
It's
take
tough,
Jim
man.
Harbaugh.
If he brings Fangio back, I'll take it.
Exactly.
It's
I
a
want-
package. It's an all or nothing. I don't want him without Vic Fangio.
I
Simple. But then I just want a defensive coach because I want I think being able to have a defensive coach
All right, so go.
pointing out to Justin, like, this is what team defenses are seeing in you,
All right, go
and this
your-
is what they're picking apart in your game, because this is what I see on your tape. You know, Justin Fields you can have a coordinator and his position coaches help with the fundamentals, but show him how the defense sees you on the field.
I would have liked for Chuck Pagano to be the defensive coordinator when Justin Fields was on the team. I think that would have helped him out more.
It's tough to say.
I know.
I thought Desai did a fine job, but it's when your head coach is an offensive guy, he's focused on the offensive scheme more.
Yeah.
And I think a defensive head coach less of his emphasis is on the offensive scheme. He lets the coordinator do that, and he could spend more time teaching you how defenses are preparing for you. What do they see in your game that they're trying to exploit, right? Because maybe he's not getting that kind of input. I mean, I'm going to say he wasn't getting much input at all from the Bears staff because Justin Fields reached a point where he wasn't improving.
No.
It was just more of him women a prayer hoping something works.
Yeah.
Defensive head coach is the direction I think you need to go in.
True. All right, so let's go top 3 off this list. Who are you taking?
Brian Flores, number 1.
Same.
Leslie Frazier, number 2.
Same.
Brian Dable, number 3.
Brian Leftwich, number 3 for me.
I'm going Brian Flores, Doug Peterson, Brian Dable.
Okay. I guess I didn't really give much consideration to Doug Peterson.
Dude,
Doug Peterson's
He's
a
a
1
good-
thumb up for me,
he's
but
a good coach.
he is. It's just he comes from that same system of it's the same offensive scheme that Nagy ran.
Yeah,
They're both, and I don't want that. I just don't want that scheme anymore. It didn't work. The Bears, it has not worked for the Bears. And you're a power running team. You're a classic traditional style offense. Run your traditional pro offense, I formation, let Montgomery get going downhill, let Khalil Herbert get going downhill, work off the play action.
Ryan Nall fullback. We all know what needs to happen.
Ryan Nall needs to be your fullback.
I just after seeing Brian Flores do it Miles Gaskin, what's his name? Ahmed from Miami. He knows how to handle a good running game with multiple backs. So he's going to come in with David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert. That'll be fine.
Oh yeah, Brian Flores is the guy. That's who I would want most.
Yeah, Brian Flores.
And then Brian Flores. Let's roll through real quick the GM candidates. I'm not even going to act like I know a bunch about these guys.
I want Morocco Brown. Only
Kwesi
because his name is cool.
Adolfo Mansa. How do you say that? Mensa?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Mansa?
I think you're right.
He's with the Browns, right?
Yeah, Browns VP football operations.
I don't know. Browns have made some good decisions. So I think he could actually be a pretty solid GM. Yeah. But I don't know much about the guy. But the Browns actually have a solid roster. I'm not opposed to that guy. Morocco Brown, he's the Colts of what?
Director of college
scouting.
That's a weird. I don't want that to go to GM. That's a big.
That's the thing. They took Phil Emery was, I think, the Chiefs head of college scouting or something, or like head of regional scouting. Ryan Pace was the Saints head of scouting or something similar to that. I don't want that. The Colts find talent and everything, but you're going from director of college scouting.
But Kenny Moore, dude, they found so many good players.
I'm not saying he's
Jonathan Taylor, man.
But 90% of teams.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. His hands were clearly not on the Carson Wentz trade, which I like.
Yeah.
He could be a good GM. They have hit on a number of draft picks, so maybe he's. The thing is, I just don't know what his involvement is. So he's the head of college scouting, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But how much does the GM listen to him?
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Who knows?
How much information is he putting out? Honestly, any picks that are in the first round, I don't give a look. Anyone can make that pick because there's so much information. Who knows football?
Yeah.
There's so much information on each one of those top.
It's what you do in the third after the third round is what I think truly gives the value, like shows you what you have in a GM.
Now, if you can not screw up your first round picks consistently, then that's fine too. I don't care what you do with another 3 rounds.
Yeah. So then we got Glenn Cook, Browns VP of Player Personnel.
No. I would rather have Kwesi.
Yeah.
Adolfo Mansa.
If those are my two options, I'd pick.
I'm taking the VP of football operations, not player personnel.
Yeah. Ed Dobbs, Colts assistant GM, VP of player personnel.
See, assistant GM is what I like to hear. An assistant GM is the next that guy is working closer than anyone with your GM.
Yeah.
That's essentially your next step. Your next promotion at that point is to GM.
Yeah.
As long as you don't screw it up.
As long as you don't screw it up. I'm comfortable with it. I kind of like the idea of going and getting an assistant GM.
Yeah.
That's where my top guy is the next one.
No, okay. Well, who's this? What's the next one, Bob?
Jeff Ireland.
Saints assistant GM?
Yes.
We already pulled from the Saints organization with Ryan Pace.
I mean, Pace wasn't bad.
I know.
I just like this.
He's a controversial topic.
I want Ed Dobbs. So
Saints almost made it to the playoffs this year, and it mainly was their quarterback play.
I think he's probably Jeff. I think he's a good front runner. The name that's not on here that pisses me off still is Louis Riddick.
I agree. After you said that, I did some research into it. He would not be a bad pick at all.
I don't know if I want him to be
Here's the thing. I would make him the VP of football operations.
I would do that.
But even if he said he would absolutely listen to the Bears if it was for a GM position. He said once Ryan Pace was fired, he said the Bears GM spot is going to be the number one sought after spot for GMs. Like he's singing your praises. Why won't you give the man a call and go, hey, bro, why don't you sing those praises to yourself and be our GM? But I don't know if you can lure him away from ESPN. He's got such a good football personality career built up there. But I would love Louis Riddick.
ESPN will let him come back at any point.
Yeah, no, I know. He's my dream option.
He's my 1A option.
Yeah.
I'll take him after
and number
Jeff
one,
Ireland.
Any interview that he does is going to be amazing. He's used to doing interviews.
I just like Louis Riddick. I think he'd be perfect. He's probably not a realistic option though, seeing as he never seems to actually interview. I don't think he wants to be. I don't think he You need to roll out. You just need to give him the blank check and go here. And we know the Bears won't do that.
Yeah.
Especially when Ted Phillips is going to be in charge of negotiating the contract of the next GM and coach.
But he's not involved in football.
But he's not involved. He's going to be in every interview. But that's so he can say, you're only worth this many million.
There won't be a football on the table. You know how in movies, every time there's a football on the table, there's not a football on the table when he's there.
They're going to sit there and he's going to have one of those just calculators. Okay, so I can offer
fresh fruit.
I can offer you a free parking space at Hallis Hall and a $1 million a year. Oh, and a meal stipend at the Bear Fit facility.
But Ted, we moved to Arlington. There's no point to park there. No. Still, we give it to him.
I hate him. Hate him.
Hopefully, the Bears don't fuck it up.
They probably will though, and we're gonna have to be miserable.
If they fuck up the GM
still
position,
a piece
I'll
of
be upset.
garbage.
I'll be upset, but that's okay. If they can get Brian Flores, I'd be very happy. Like that would be such a win.
My concern is that they'll hire a coach before their GM, and that can always cause problems. GMs always want to pick their coach.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And I'm also concerned if you go and get another GM that he just blows it all up and goes, nope, we have no picks. We're not good enough. Trade away everyone.
Trade Roquan.
I don't want to watch
the.
I don't. Oh, dude, I might disown the Bears if they blow it all up. I might.
They're
die.
not because
you don't know that. You don't know that.
why would you bring someone in who wants to blow it all up?
Because
I'd be like,
McCaskies
get out of here, dude. You're not.
When have the McCaskies made sense?
Never.
Exactly. Nick, your question of the week, please. 1985 was the last time anything worked out for this crap organization. Nick, your question of the week, please.
Yeah.
My question of the week is there's a couple rules after, so let me say the question and then put the rules in.
Okay.
All right. So biggest draft steal from a team, or I guess you can say biggest miss on a draft.
Oh, so biggest bust or biggest
Does it
hit?
include the first 10 picks of a draft? So like Michael Jordan being picked
second,
like that.
I gotcha.
And also you can't pick Tom Brady because
gotcha.
that's kind of fair.
Okay.
So I'll give my runner up for this is Michael Trout.
Well, Michael Trout's my answer, so I'll try and come up with a different one.
No, you can
No.
But the reason
If I can't come up with one, I'll just stick with Trout.
Michael Trout is because he was taken 25th.
I thought it was 24th.
25th.
25th.
Just looked it up.
Damn.
25th.
Who picked 24th?
The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. They also picked Randall Grichuk.
When did never mind. Okay.
But the Mariners that year picked Dustin Ackley, who I was like, okay, that's good, but they could have had Mike Trout. And also the Chicago White Sox picked 23rd.
That's what it was. I knew they were like a pick or two.
Jared Mitchell, which I have never heard of. So that's my runner-up, and then I'll give
Bobby. Don't look. Are you about to Google like biggest draft steals?
No, I was gonna look up like who I was thinking.
I'll give my real answer, my non-runner-up answer after you guys go.
Well, I got to think because I'm trying to think of something other than Mike Trout now.
Sorry.
Sorry.
You really, I really did not want to hear you go Michael Trout. I was like,
it was just he was first round, so it's kind of hard to say a steal because it's still the first round. But
yeah, but I look at it as like he was. Everyone was like, he's not going to make it to the MLB.
There was a lot of pitchers taken before him.
Yeah. Biggest steal or bust. I mean, everyone's got the biggest bust. Biggest draft steal.
Ooh, man, that's a tough one.
I know.
Tough one.
That's a really tough
I
question.
went with a sports question after very hard hitting.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't this. Gosh, dude.
I was
I'm
ready
gonna
to pick.
You know what? I'm trying to like go through everything. I'm gonna stick with Mike Trout, man. You know that was my initial response. I'm not gonna try and force one just for the sake of forcing one. Mike Trout. I think he exceeded everyone's expectations. Still a first round pick, sure. But it's a little different in the MLB once you can be a first round pick in the MLB and never make it. It's really like the top 10 in the MLB is what's supposed to hit. And they drafted him. A lot of scouts thought he wasn't really going to pan out in the MLB. And here he is, the greatest baseball player of our generation, going to go down. I'm going to say top 5 player of all time. If he hasn't already cemented himself into that.
So if we're going like greatest steal ever.
Sure. In your opinion.
In my opinion? Ooh,
Mike Trout.
Or you can go biggest bust that wasn't a top 10 pick. But that's hard because I feel like the part of a bust is like an early pick.
Yeah.
Or biggest bust that no one talks about. I got one of those. No, it's not really a bust though because he was picked on the 3rd round.
I wasn't really saying like bust. I was just saying where it's like for the Sox, like
they missed
picks,
on that.
They picked 2 picks before.
Oh,
Mike
so
Trout.
you could do the whole. They missed on Pat Mahomes and took Trubisky. There's your cop out, Bob. Just take that.
That's a good one. But
okay,
I'll go DK.
No,
you know what? Or Devontae Adams. Take the 2nd round. Maybe
okay,
one
that's
of the
good.
best wide receivers.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna go Le'Veon Bell. I thought you were a Le'Veon Bell guy.
Yeah, but he flared out with all
Yeah,
his holdouts and
I know.
stuff.
True. No, screw Le'Veon Bell.
I'm sorry. Devontae's going. DK Metcalf,
Still to
bro,
be decided.
physical talent, tons of it. You can't really definitively say what his career is yet, though.
Yeah.
You know, he's got an injured quarterback. Seattle's in a weird spot right now. They can blow it all up, or they can not. I don't know what they're going to do.
I don't think they're blowing up. I think Russell Wilson's staying in Seattle.
Yeah, who knows? But they're just a struggling franchise. They're on the decline. They're on the down and down, as some would say.
Down and down.
They're almost down bad. They're getting there.
They're getting there. They're pretty down bad. They lost to the Bears with Nick Foles.
Yeah, but they're the same as the Cardinals. So
Okay, well, so it evens out. Yeah, they're getting there.
Draft bust all time. After watching him play again, Jordan Love, man, it's gonna be the worst draft pick ever.
he's played in like a game.
Played in 2 games. He looked like absolute.
Yeah,
dog
he's a
shit.
scrub.
Beat
Absolute
both of those
bust. We
games.
need him to be, Nick. We need him to be.
man.
I'm gonna manifest it.
My actual answer though,
Oh, that's right. You didn't give
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Buckets.
Second round pick.
I forgot.
Towards the end of the
late second round pick. Yeah, Marquette, right? You went to Marquette.
Did-
Jimmy
that.
Butler is that's a good one. I
mean,
completely
especially
forgot
in the
about
NBA where
that.
there's only 2 Browns and you were picked he almost was undrafted.
Yeah, no, I
Which is
forgot.
crazy to think that now he.
I forgot all about him being a second round pick.
Because
Yep.
I feel like
That's a lock.
basketball. A lot of people were like, "Oh, you shouldn't have picked Greg Oden," but again, he got hurt. Like you can't predict that. And
Right.
then you're always like, "Oh, Michael Jordan got picked number 2," but it's not like he got picked 50th. It's like,
Yeah.
He
So
was-
one team missed on Jordan.
yeah, like,
Was he 2 or 3? I thought he was third.
Was he? I think he might have been third.
Pretty sure it was third.
I can look that up.
I think it was like 2 big men that got drafted before him. That was the era of big men basketball.
True.
Look it up, Nick. Confirm that real quick, and then we'll wrap up the show.
But we will keep you guys updated with everything going on with the Bears. We will be tweeting out as well. Nick's gonna try and do that.
Michael Jordan was picked 3rd.
Hey, look at that.
I knew that. Last Dance. Why didn't I say anything?
Yeah, I knew it too.
I don't know who was picked before him, but
2 people.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
No shit.
What? You didn't know? I forget their names. I think one of them was like a center. Another one's from like
I know
Europe.
one of them was like,
Some like Eastern European.
oh, Hakeem Olajuwon was 1. So that's not really okay. He was still one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And then 2 was Sam Bowie. Who, that's you
that's
missed
the
out on
miss.
him.
That's the miss. Sam Bowie's the
But
miss.
if Michael Jordan would have been a star in Portland, that would have sucked. That would have sucked for basketball. Like Chicago, he
Yeah.
needed to be
Yeah,
there.
it was perfect. The perfect storm.
Perfect.
Everything you needed for basketball.
But
Jimmy Butler, good pick. Mike Trout, Devontae Adams. That will wrap up this week's episode, guys. We appreciate you tuning in with us. As always, please give us a like on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at GTS Podcast 1. Subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us on TikTok at Garage Talk Sports. If you ever have ideas, things you want to hear us talk about, our thoughts or reactions, feel free to interact on any of those platforms. We do give out some fantasy football advice. I mean, it's over now, but we've been known to do that on Facebook Messenger. But please, guys, don't hesitate to reach out, and we'll talk to you next week.
See ya.
Yeah.